Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Lob, Nwoko, and LSU strikes first.
And it's early, but they're sitting here with a 35 net. They're in the tournament if it was going to be picked today. And there's Kugel with that three-point shot.
He's really saved them here in the first half.
And right to DeVries. Tucker DeVries, finally his first bucket.
Carter had his eyes on a push. Numbers back to the Spartans. Oregon was down double digits in the first half against Michigan on Saturday. Came back to take a lead, and they tie it up on a Carter three.
Clemson just 1 of 5 in the overtime. Williams on the drive, feeds Lubin for the dunk. On the way to their third straight ACC road win, and the Wolfpack is going to be 4-2. And they get the victory tonight.
Good morning. Welcome in Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. What's up, DB?
I almost thought you said Lilith.
No, not Lilith Fair.
Whoa, do tell.
It was this.
Was that? Did that used to be here? I've heard of that. I know. Wait. Give me a second. It's bad radio because there's going to be a pause. Lilith Fair. Is that? Was it like a music art thing here?
Yeah, it was a music festival. I don't know if it was here, but it's sort of like a late 90s, early 2000s, like that female grunge punk.
I've heard of it. Yeah, big Cranberries guy back in the
Yes,
day.
I believe it was a Cranberries thing.
Yeah.
I believe they were involved.
Do you know she overdosed?
I did know that, actually, yeah.
You did not.
I did, yeah. I knew she was gone.
Gone?
Well, like no longer
with us.
What
do you mean?
You know, like Gone Girl, like no longer with us.
Quietly is a pretty good movie.
Gone Girl? Yeah, it's a tough hang, but it's a good movie.
Yeah, I don't like her as an actress, but she plays a good mean girl. A very good mean lady. She just looks mean.
Yeah.
I watched one of these movies. I can't remember the name, but she had kind of fallen for a kind neighbor, and he ended up not being a very good guy. And he ended up going to jail for not being a very good guy.
Yep.
And she visited him in jail, all planning to get back at him for not being a very good guy.
Mm.
And she was very, very
Rosalind Pike, is that her name?
not nice.
Yeah, she wasn't very nice in Gone Girl either.
She just looks like the type. You know, the whole kind of
she's a good actress.
The whole kind of one eye open thing.
Yeah, you got to be careful there.
Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray, Lord, my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I know it's my wife. She has the take. Yeah, like she'd get you. What is that?
Read.
We doing too much?
Read Amazing Daniel's comment.
Already?
Yeah.
I'm not logged in. We just got started. See, and he's East Coast, so he's an absolute.
He's ready to roll.
He's an absolute. But he can late text too. I don't
think he sleeps much.
Well, he's in a band. Those guys and gals
sleep
notoriously.
Thought maybe it was a weekend gig at this point. I didn't know he was
notorious sleep IG.
Juan would like us to start off with a joke. Do you have a joke?
No.
You have any like knock jokes or anything like that right off top of the dome?
No. What do you mean, Juan wants us to
He
start?
says,
taking requests?
He says, "Morning, Ravi and DB. Can you start us off with a joke?" I just didn't know if you had one off the dome.
Juan does not. Shane, Juan is not. He's not really rocking with my mic levels. Can you help Juan out?
Yeah, I can help Juan out.
Juan,
I'm very helpful.
Juan, give him a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. What did amazing
He's just doubling down.
What did he say?
He goes, lots of Subarus at that show.
He has no idea, does he?
Probably not.
No.
I don't think anybody does.
I drive a Subaru.
Different kind, though. I think he's more talking about the hatchbacks. Although,
we sure? It's early.
Ravi?
I think you share some common interests with fellow Subaru drivers.
I do.
Yeah, see?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you talking about super close to me?
Oh, no. That's not what I meant.
Okay.
I just meant like you'd have common ground.
We might have to take a break. I like my Subaru.
No, it's nice. I drove it around. I drove it for a little bit. It was
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. It's
Quality vehicle.
It's very nice.
Your boy in Kansas hooked you up.
Yeah. So do you know I just got the paperwork?
Yeah, you said that
they FedExed it. I don't know what like the hang up was. It happened so fast.
Yeah.
It was not a normal transaction.
Yeah, you were kind of just like, send me a car.
Yeah, and
That'd be
so they like hooked it up quickly, and I just got the paperwork. So now I can like officially, and they even gave me a return envelope to send the
Well, that's nice.
the signature back.
That's nice.
Yeah, my man Kite is a wizard.
Yeah.
Not the Stewie, like just
like a wizard?
No, just a regular wizard.
Like a wizard?
So, yeah, because I had the the 60. I had the dealer tags.
Not like Austin's the wizard.
Yeah,
Different kind.
Jernigan. I shouldn't even dime him out, but he is not very kind with me driving around with dealer tags.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he said a couple of inflammatory things.
Come on, Jernigan, be nice.
What? I was gonna go see Gibson wrestle yesterday at Westside, but of course that didn't come to fruition.
Who?
His son.
Oh, Kellyanne says, "Good morning. Can you still call a Subaru a truck, though?"
Oh, he must be old school.
Oh, that's why I laughed. That's why I got distracted.
That's an old pull.
That's a deep cut.
I did figure it out finally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just kept it simple. Like I just went with SUV after a while.
Well, yeah, it's because what they are. I'm sorry. Was that not kind? Oh, easy, killer. Don't take the whole desk with you. That's my bad.
It's fine.
All right.
Well, yeah, that's what they are. Dude, your delivery.
That was probably a little
Donkey Kong.
Big Donkey Kong guy.
No, actually, I'm not. I don't really like any of those games except old games. Well, I like Asteroids. I like Defender.
I liked Mario Kart.
I was not a driving guy.
Mario Kart was.
I think I did do Spy Hunter
with my generation. Mario
Shane,
Kart
were you a big Spy Hunter guy?
I know the game, but I didn't have it.
I'm not. So I think it's much like my life. I don't enjoy driving fast. I don't play any of the driving games.
Driving games.
I haven't ridden with you that much, like in a car, so I don't know your driving habits.
Oh, I'm sensational. Just ask me.
I mean, I asked Sasha, and she had some feelings.
But I got to where we were going.
You sure did. Sure did.
Well, I mean, the left lane is for passing. That I remember vividly. I don't know why I was in a hurry, but I just felt like with a nice stretch of open road from Indy to Omaha, I should be able to go.
It sounded
86.
like you were fairly aggressive.
Now that I do drive like a running back, I like holes and lanes and seams. And it is very maddening to see when people are on 76 mile an hour in the left lane.
Okay.
What?
I had to beat some of the joke Tourette's out of me there.
I love when you struggle internally. I like to see you swerve.
I might have got fired for that one.
They pushed the envelope. Can't be any worse than how Daniel tried to
It was worse.
To bait us.
It was worse. It was in the same vein, but it was worse.
Yeah, I really like my car. There's a couple, 3 things I still need to figure out.
Your boy in your neighborhood's like, wait, DB, you don't like driving fast?
I mean, I do rip through the neighborhood.
You gotta be careful there.
Well, now, Scott, in my defense, 25 is pretty slow. I feel like I could run that fast.
You think that would hold up in court?
So you know what's funny? He's not like I'm gonna go ahead and cop to a misdemeanor. He's right. I do roll down that street.
Yeah.
I'm like not even gonna fake. Like I get to where I'm going. It's just a straightaway. And people park in the street, so I play a game.
What game is that?
It's just like
weaving?
Yeah.
Like Hugo.
So I assume that a car's coming the other way, and so I pretend to have to get there first, even though nobody's on the street. It's fine. See, you lure me into being able to think like this is a safe place, and then I tell you why I actually think the way that I do, and inevitably you look at me like I'm an idiot. It's fine.
No, listen, that's not what happens. That's not what happens.
Okay, would you like to rewind?
I would like to rewind. It is a safe place, but safe for you to share your actual thinking and how you feel, and safe from the consequences of those things are not the same. It's not going to change how I feel about you. That's why it's a safe place.
It's okay.
It might change my immediate reaction to the situation.
It's okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hope that helps.
Hey, so he's got it down to a T. So at the end of the block, I can see the park out of my periphery.
Yep.
There's no sense in stopping. Who am I stopping for?
The law.
No one's coming. It's in the 6 o'clock hour. It's a neighborhood.
Todd says only DB could turn driving on a deserted road into a competition.
Yeah, probably. So do you really want to know like the full gamut?
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear
like
the
sometimes when I'm on open stretches, I will simulate getting a handoff from a particular play. And I will drive that way. Like, oh, this is open right, 56 draw. Or, oh, this has 47 dive written all over it.
You know that, like,
I know.
the road is confined, though,
It's fine.
right? Like, you can only go so far.
Yeah, but I look at it like a football field.
Okay. So the whole, like, the road is the field.
Yes.
But it's like a pretty narrow field.
Yeah.
Okay.
So sometimes when I'm driving, just to keep myself, because I'm by myself a ton.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes just to keep me, uh-oh.
We're good.
Sugar's okay?
A little low this morning.
Wait, where are all the packages? Are you out of groceries? Do you want me?
I do need to go to Costco.
I'll get you some if that means we're going to keep you around. Because one bag of Pop-Tarts and one bag of Cheez-Its is giving me the willies.
No, we should be okay. If we get dicey, we'll go get some regular soda from the.
You hiding anything under there?
No, we should be all right.
So sometimes, like, I'll see traffic, and I'll look at it like playing in the secondary.
Okay. You're like trying to like weed.
I was like, ooh, that car needs to get over the top of number one. Like, get going.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not in the inside lane. So then I pretend sometimes like I'm route running. It's very interesting. But I stay dialed.
Do you ever play defense?
No, but I look at it sometimes schematically like a defense.
Okay. So you're like, hey, I'm the safety here.
Yeah.
I need to get downhill.
Lincoln a lot of times, especially if it's early in the morning. If it's an 11 o'clock kick and I'm leaving at 5, a lot of times I'll look at it like a punt returner.
Okay. That makes sense. That sort of, I could see that.
I'm like, hey, man, got to hit this crease.
My question is, if you're looking at it like a safety, you ever play like, you can't play peekaboo behind any of those cars, right? You got to.
I do.
You can't. That's bad, though.
I know. And it's
bad on the state. It's bad on the.
It's poor driving.
It's not good driving. You can't play peekaboo. You got blind
spots.
spots.
What happens?
When you're trying to get
left lane and nobody's in front of them, and I kind of get out to see if anybody's in front of them.
Yeah, you
like,
can't.
Why are they going 77?
So you're leveraging the man, not the ball. Come on, man.
Oh, how about Stibbs making fun of my drawing?
Listen,
I was using my finger.
I don't think Stibbs would do any better.
I don't know how to draw. I don't know how to the tools on my phone. I'm sure there's things that'll allow me to use like straight lines.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that either.
It's faster with my finger.
Yeah, just.
But the arrow was pretty bad.
I think people understood what you were trying to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, shout out Subaru Olathe. They got the car from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. So I just was like, hey, it's a Broken Arrow.
It looked more like a like distorted, like maybe there was some waves.
I used my index finger. I tried to use my pinky, but it wouldn't
like pick up.
It wouldn't do it.
You would think with the index finger it'd be the easiest to.
No, plus I'm moving fast because the game is going.
Yeah, that makes sense. You don't want to like waste your time.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm here for everybody's entertainment to just make fun of me. That's cool.
I don't think anybody's making fun.
No, not at all. I mean, the stream is like pretty.
Most people are
mortified that I use weird analogies to live my life.
No, most people are stuck on the Subaru part of it all.
First of all, Subaru, it's a highly rated safety vehicle.
It is.
Second of all, I didn't even really know what I was buying.
Yeah, you kind of were just like, hey, I need something. Like you described your situation.
Yeah.
And you're like, help me out here. And he did.
Yeah.
And it's a very nice vehicle.
Yeah, I did. I wasn't even around when they dropped it off. The guy waited for me. I was working a game in Lincoln.
Also, you're right. Very high safety ratings.
That will never happen, Dank. I am terrified.
Oh, that's Stank. That's not Dank. That's Stank Nooner, not Dank.
Oh,
Coyote.
he's back.
Yeah, he's been gone for a minute. It threw me for a second.
Wait a second.
Yeah, Stank Nooner back in town.
He's back.
Like Eminem. Guess who's back?
I might need to put my readers on for old Stank. That didn't even sound right. Wow.
I don't know what that means, but
he's actually back.
He is back.
Oh, that's nice. So, Ken, he's with me to read what he said. Shane, pipe in Ken. How about that?
Says, when I have a long drive on the interstate, I feel like a jockey figuring out the best way to move past the car ahead of me and get to the finish line.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I could see the overlap there of jockey and driver.
See, Ken, man after my own heart.
I would not like stick your arm out the window to like whip your car or anything, but
so do you think it's Shane? Should I? So I've always talked about this. I think there's places I can order them.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to buy a couple of 3 or 4 signs so I can just put on the windows when I pass people.
Oh yeah, like what?
So it would first and foremost, it would start with parking. Like I want to, like sometimes when I get out, I want to be like, nice selfish park job.
Did you see my park job today?
It's yeah. I watch it every day.
It's pretty good day.
Yeah, you tried to do that though. That took every That's about as good as you can do.
I think that's my winner.
That's as good as
that's a one shotter. I didn't back up. I didn't do anything.
That's not true.
It was a one shot. I don't know if Shane saw me. That was a one shotter.
Yeah, you're a horrible parker.
I'm always in the lines.
There was a dude at this
100% of the time
place where you can buy and consume products.
Mm-hmm.
Over in the 96th and Q-ish area.
Okay.
Black truck, Iowa plates. Blank-blank 51. Horrible park job.
Yeah.
He was diagonal between diagonal lines.
That's not great. I never do that.
The vehicle looked like one in which, not to stereotype, it looked like it was driven by somebody that gives this many cares.
Yeah.
And clearly the park job would reiterate that.
My favorite.
And so he goes, oh, I got to go out the other side now. I said, stay right there. I'll park in a different spot.
My favorite is when people, you know how somebody with like a really nice car sometimes will park basically in 2 spots because they don't want anybody to ding it. My favorite is when somebody clearly thinks they have a nice car, but I look at it and I was like, that's kind of a piece of garbage.
Well, you know my philosophy on like pull ahead guys and people that park over the line with the intent of being pull forward guys or gals. I don't see too many women do it. I follow a guy on TikTok that has an aneurysm when people back into parking spots.
Yeah.
He's a big who hurt you guy. I'm like, I think I backed into parking spots before.
I have before. It's not a common practice for me. I understand it in certain situations.
Yeah.
But I always park backwards.
The only place that I back into, and I do it every single time, is at Nebraska home games.
Sure, because you're getting out quick.
No. I need to be able to see. So the media lot, there's never, I mean, I'm there.
You're early.
Before anybody.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm jockeying for spots. But I back in so I can pull out post game.
Yeah.
How about backing out from your parking stall?
I want to be able to see. Pardon?
How about backing out from your parking stall into another parking stall on the other side?
Yeah, I thought of you yesterday.
That's a little much
with
there.
Zoe, Shane. Can I? I'm gonna say this out loud, and I apologize to the guy that I shot the death stare to.
I apologize.
He was with they look like twins, so I don't want to assume it was his wife. But sometimes the longer you're married to somebody, the more they look like you. Have you ever heard that?
I haven't.
Yeah, Natasha would never look like you. I'm just saying.
I hope not.
So he was a middle down the road walker, and they were holding hands. So it was an inordinate amount of width. Do you understand what I'm talking? Like he was walking down the middle of the parking lot.
That's a little aggressive, yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute.
So we're doing like a double wide situation here.
Yeah, so
there's no getting around them.
No.
Yeah.
Now, I did think of Shane because Shane said, hey, do you know why I walk in the middle sometimes? I'm short. I'm worried that people backing out can't see me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, that's cool. I wouldn't want to smoke you either coming out of the parking lot. But when I'm driving to park, like you shouldn't walk down the middle of the
if you're just
the grocery aisle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
100%, yeah. It's terrible.
It's like people that jog on the streets
when they're sidewalks,
and they're like more towards the middle quarter of the street than they are the sidewalk.
Yeah, I need you to hug that curb, baby. What we're doing.
It's not about you.
Also, like if you're in the street and there's no sidewalk, I totally understand. If there's a sidewalk, get on the sidewalk. What are we doing?
Yeah, it's actually deterred me from taking a street close to West Side because there are no sidewalks.
Oh, in that neighborhood?
Oh, and it is notorious for joggers.
And the streets are terrible.
It's annoying. It's
like a war zone up in there.
Yeah. I don't have to worry about living there because I think they start at about 5 1/4.
It's a nice neighborhood.
Which is weird because the homes aren't new.
No, some of them are pretty nice, though.
Yeah, the guy on the top of the hill that redid that one.
Yeah.
It's super contemporary.
Yeah. There's a lot of mid-century moderns in there. You big mid-century modern guy?
I'm sure that has a meaning. Let me just figure it out, right? So, older home that has been renovated, or is it built new with old flair?
So it's an older home. They haven't always been renovated, but it's a very particular style that came around like 50s, 60s, kind of post-war, like post-World War II.
Big historian guy?
I think you underestimate how many houses in Omaha that I've looked at.
Yeah, you went through a stretch are you still in the market?
Always in the market.
Yeah, you have to be careful because I look at them sometimes and I inevitably always get a text that says, hey, are you still interested in buying? And I'm like, how do you know?
Oh, yeah. No, we have a realtor that we have a very good understanding with about what we're looking for and what the situation is. So she doesn't.
I'm just not to go all Shane on you.
Oh, I think you sort of know. You went to school with her.
You have a what?
A realtor. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to say it or not.
How many syllables are in that word?
It looks like it should be 2, but realtor sounds dumb to me. So I throw a little extra in there.
Shane, who's the guy that we talked to?
There's nothing wrong with throwing a little bit extra in there.
Who's the guy that we talked to yesterday at 8 o'clock?
Kevin.
What's his last name?
KK?
I don't think it's pronounced like that.
Realtor.
I understand that's not how it's spelled.
Gives me Kugler vibes.
It's like how some people say nuclear. What's like nuclear?
Yeah.
Like there's no extra syllable in there?
The closest I'll get to that is probably athlete. Sometimes I'll say athlete.
That's what it always reminds me of when I do it because
I didn't say. I still said TH.
Yeah, you're not going full Isaiah Thomas on me. Athlete? No?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
But that's, yes. Realtor sounds dumb to me.
Speaking of which, the other one, Junior, are you excited tonight when Washington comes to town?
Always.
Did you like that segue of Isaiah Thomas?
We've got,
different Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, it's a little Isaiah.
No, he was still nice.
He was nice.
I'm an ass. I can't even hear TK saying that with a straight face. I really can't.
But no, yeah, we've got a realtor that knows kind of what the deal is, and we hit a lot of open houses.
Did I go to school with her in high school or college?
College.
Really? That's odd.
I don't know if
I took all educational classes. It might have been one of my general studies.
I don't know that you had class with her. She was an athlete, though.
Really?
Yeah. Arguably the best basketball player in Nebraska women's history.
Oh, KJ?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's super confident, too. How do you like that?
Oh, she's the best. We love her.
She done.
Yeah, we love her. She's the best.
She didn't play.
Yeah.
She's a little older than me, but she's
I'd say you overlapped a little bit.
Yeah, she's sharp as a tack.
So she plays tennis now, so we run into each other every once in a while doing that too. But
yeah, she lives her life like she hooped.
Yeah.
I'm the best.
She's not wrong.
She doesn't play. Yeah, she's a stud.
Yeah. But no, so she kind of understands what our deal is. She knows my parents and stuff, so it's all good.
Now wait a minute. Jack, this is gonna need I need an explanation on this. I have to do it. Should I do it in my Jack voice?
Yeah, got
How
to.
do you think Jack says the word siren?
Siren.
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 I had a siren on my truck.
Used to have a siren on my truck to call cattle.
That is every day he tops himself.
That's
That's the most
most
jackish thing. Every day it's like the most jackish thing, but
Yeah.
this is
like that's right. That seems perfect.
how are you calling cattle with your truck?
Yeah, do they listen? Well, that's what I mean. Like, how do you condition them to be like, oh, that's the siren, time to go in?
Hey, Bessie, can you hear me?
That's what I mean. Like, I mean, I know they have ears.
What do you mean do they listen?
Like, are they conditioned to the siren to respond to it in a certain way?
I don't know.
Like, if I asked you, hey, is Bella listening to you yet? You'd know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking. Do the
Yeah.
cattle listen?
Bella eats dirt. I'm tempted to punch her in the face. She wastes a lot of time.
Don't do that.
I just want to what are you doing?
Headley says Jack Grady sounds like a guy with a hell of a belt buckle. I bet he does.
Shane, Headley wants to hear Jack. Can you let Headley know how Jack sounds?
He says they know I have cake feeding time. Yeah, so they're conditioned to the
cake.
Oh, he said cake. Oh.
I'd rather have a sister working at a house of ill repute than have a brother that goes to the University of Texas.
There you go, Headley. That's
tired.
Wait a minute.
Apparently, this is a thing. Haas says they had him train for 3-horn blast, come running up for cake. He said cake too. What? Okay, I need specifics on what he says. Range cubes. What's a range cube, Jack?
I need to ask.
Is it like what? Cows eat grass mostly, right?
I don't know. I'm gonna ask Brett. He'll know. Like, what in the world are these cows eat cake?
Yeah,
like cake.
He said range cubes. So like, I think it's.
I'm Googling.
I'm guessing it is like hay and grass made into sort of a loaf shape.
Oh, range cubes for cattle came right up. Oh, there's range cubes for deer too. Oh, those look like little freeze-dried pellets.
That's sort of what I'm imagining.
Huh. God, there's something for everything.
He said cubed alfalfa with added protein. That's what Haas said.
Yeah. The more you know.
Austin says Ravi.
Big agricultural show. To heck with the fact that I was immersed in basketball yesterday.
AJ says Ravi and Damon should go brand cattle for a fun summer video.
So my sister-in-law got me out.
I say we probably know enough people we could
to her grandpa's to be around cows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was terrified.
I've been around.
I had tennis shoes on too.
I've been around dairy cows before.
I'm like, Josie, what are we doing out here? And she's like, come on, we have to. I can't remember, but their family, they have cattle.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something that they do at the same time every year.
I think AJ's family has cattle.
AJ?
Action Jackson.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
We should go out to the Jimmy Neutron cattle farm and brand some cows.
I trust Josie. I do not trust Austin in his environment. We joked on the way down to Kansas City, could I function at one of his family cookouts?
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Austin would look out for me. I think Austin would want me as uncomfortable as possible.
I think you'd be fine. You're pretty, like, as much as you don't enjoy.
Yeah, I could adjust.
You're adaptable.
I could adjust.
More than I am, honestly.
Unless he's intentionally trying to make me. He'd be like the type that he'd like, hey, they're out there cooking in the back with, Paul, Mark, and Jeff. They're out there. They know you love meats. And so I'd go out there and he'd close the back door.
Yeah.
And I'd hear the click and I'd be like, I'm out there with the fam and I want to come back inside. I'd be like, Austin, I want to come back in the kitchen. And he'd be looking at me through the window. No, man, stay out there. Get to know you. Yeah, I'm not rocking with that.
No. Rico, apparently, his in-laws have a farm up north, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, apparently got a lot of farm families in the Hurrdat crew.
Yeah, so remember the guy that Caleb handed the punt to?
Yeah.
In high school?
Yeah.
So his family has cattle, and he goes up there to work in the summer.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, good for you, Ryan. Nice and cultured.
Yeah.
To his grandparents. We talked about this the other day. Amazingly, in the kitchen, like with Mike, I could. All right, who says something slick now?
TK.
I don't know why you keep feeding the beast. Because he knows me really well. So what did he say now?
He says, Austin, everybody meet my black friend, Tyrone.
See? First, that's not my name. So I don't know why Austin would say. No, I feel like he's being misportrayed.
Austin?
Even though I did just kind of low-key.
No, that's exactly how he said it. I was there. I witnessed it firsthand. And here's the funny part that I don't.
Lee, I thought you were calling us. What happened?
Was that Holbein or Winkler?
Winkler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
haven't seen Holbein yet this morning.
Apparently, Austin's family has asked if you and Kenny are coming to the wedding.
That's nice. Meet my brown friends.
Austin, is there like a quota or like you need to know?
No, I would do that. I would definitely do that.
I might be marrying them.
As the official?
Yeah.
Dude, you're inappropriate.
No, I'm ordained.
That would be a classic. Oh, yeah.
You definitely got to go then.
Yeah, plus I want to meet his mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wondered why he lets me call him AJ.
Oh.
He would tell these stories. She seems very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met his dad
I'm
after
baby profiler.
I met his dad after a football game.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, terrible takes.
Takes or taste?
Takes.
Well, I mean,
bad football takes.
He birthed off or got one past the goal or
I know what you mean. This is progeny.
A little too comfortable. Where's the wedding? And isn't it in like 54 years?
I don't know. He says that's 100% true. His dad had no idea what was going on.
Yeah. I mean, again, apple tree close.
No, I don't know that they've decided on a date yet. I think it's 27 though.
Oh, Lee, he's with us. He's in.
Oh, there we go.
Were you missing him or something?
No, you mentioned Lee. I didn't know which one was supposed to call us.
Oh. No, L-Dub said that he was going to call us one day. We were saying something inflammatory, and he's like, I'm calling the show. I was like, 888-638-4876. Let me have it.
Husker Gnome works at a feedlot. There we go.
He's funny on Twitter.
He is. He said that's why he can't always listen live. Appreciate you.
He's funny on Twitter. So Brett goes back and forth between his feedlot, too. Zickman. That's like my resident expert.
The chat's on one today.
I know. They're crazy. I don't even know how we get – probably it's us because we never start with sports, and we do it to ourselves. Like my man Oklahoma used to say. I should have tried to see Oklahoma when I was in Tulsa, but I don't know how close I was to him.
Oh, Nebraska, Oklahoma?
Yeah, it's really Nebraska, but he lives in Oklahoma.
Yeah, I got you. I get confused because you got Oklahoma. You got Oklahoma Tyler, and then you got Nebraska, Oklahoma. It gets a little confusing.
Nebraska is in Oklahoma.
Yes.
I call him Nebraska.
And Oklahoma Tyler is in Omaha.
Oklahoma Tyler is in Omaha.
Yeah.
And I call him
Timos.
Yeah. I talked to him last couple of days.
I need to text him. I've talked to him in a minute.
Yeah. So it's his grandson's birthday. No, wait,
nice.
Is it this Sunday or last Sunday? It's this Sunday.
Yeah.
No, it's last Sunday. Brooks, yeah. Shout out, Jada.
Shout out. So it's Jada and Kobe? What's the other? There's another one, isn't there?
Trey.
Trey. I know Trey. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Jada's the oldest.
Yeah.
So it goes Jada, Trey.
So I think she's the only one I haven't met.
Kobe Bean.
Listen, my guy knows what he likes. I appreciate that.
Kobe's at Westside. He's a stud.
Well, Trey was at Westside too, wasn't he?
No, he went from Millard South to Platte View.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
With Milliken.
Oh, so somebody transferred out of Millard South. Interesting.
Can I just say something?
What's up?
And I'm gonna leave this right here. For all the hand wringing and consternation over freedom of movement, your school may have taken the cake. So we're just gonna leave that right here.
What did I say? What did I say in the fall?
I don't know. You said lots.
I did say lots. One of the things I said was, yeah, I want Millard North to act like Millard South. Go get the best players. Stop letting this happen to you.
Well, asking you shall receive.
That's 100% what I want. Like, I'm mad because we're losing, not because of how it happened.
Yeah.
I don't care how it happens. If they can do it, you can do it. Go get the better players.
Hey, can I land the plane real quick before I get to some of these hot sports takes?
Yeah. What's up?
AJ, where's the wedding? It's like 2 years out, right?
I think it's 27, so it's like a year and a half now.
Okay.
I think it's like a full 2 years from the engagement.
That's a long time for me to not like him.
Omaha or Lincoln? Oh, perfect.
And I notoriously have traveled far.
Yeah.
Tracy Chapman. I know.
I thought you were going to do fast car.
Far. Speaking of
speaking of driving fast, you've got a fast car. Yeah?
Yeah.
We're talking about speeding.
Yep.
Right?
Speeding. That's
what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about racing games. Night Driver.
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart. Spy Hunter.
Speaking of which, I shouldn't do that.
I have got to stop.
Coming up on the show today, we've got Brian CHRISTOPHERSON, Husker 24/7.
Thank the Lord.
We got Kevin Suits, 1011 News in
What
Lincoln.
up, Girth?
And we've got it's just a funny phrase out of context.
No, man, I like Barry.
Barry
said something nice the other day.
You should cut that, Shane.
Why would you encourage him?
Because you just go, "What up, Girth?" And it was funny.
All right.
And then we got Matt DeMARINIS.
I've been to Ogallala. I almost died in Ogallala,
at
TK.
9 o'clock. You almost died in Ogallala.
100%.
How'd that happen?
I was with Holbein.
Okay.
And guy Corey Barnes, Chris Dishman, Heath and Corey Staples.
Wait, is he related? I just put that together.
Yeah, it's his cousin.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So it was in the summer when we were playing, and we wanted to go inner tubing. I've told this story. This is the closest I came to dying.
Mm-hmm.
And so, clearly a first timer. I'm out on the inner tube.
Okay.
It has a cover, and Dish is driving. Dish is nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets this thing whipping, and I'm on my stomach, and I'm like, hey. My man was like, took this turn, and I rolled across the water. I thought both my shoulders were broken.
Ooh.
Tore the cover off the inner tube. I was like, yep, that'll do her.
Mm.
I mean, your boy was hurt.
Yeah.
This isn't like picking up Derek Brooks on a blitz. This isn't like a dude telling me he wants my liver to bleed. It's not like breaking my finger at the bottom of a pile against a dirty Missouri player. I thought, this is the most I've ever been hurt.
Oof.
I thought both my shoulders were broken. I laid a little bit under the water.
Yeah.
And everybody like kind of panicking swam over, dog paddled over there, and I was like, I'm good. I'm good.
I'm okay.
Yeah, we were at the lake at Ogallala.
Well, that doesn't sound like a lot of fun at all.
First time, last time.
I would say, I bet you haven't been on inner tube since then.
Nah, I'm way good.
Not about that life.
No, way good on that one.
Yeah, Brendan is cousin. 308 Kozad.
Yeah,
there we go.
We were playing at the on 3 tournament out there, and the Gillens were out there, Andy and Charlie.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah, so I go eat with Kobe. Kobe, what part of the 308 are we getting Chinese at? Because that's what I need to know. He's never been super specific.
Nah, he's just kind of out there in the ether.
Well, I've been further west than that.
Yeah, you've been all the way west, basically.
Heck yeah.
You're about as far as it goes.
I've been up there in Austin country.
Out in Sydney?
Yep.
I think the furthest west I've been is McCook.
You know what's funny about Coach Stokes? So you're right. I was shocked I did it too. I'm not sure I would do it again, but I did it because I'm super competitive.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a lot of black jokes. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get at this lake water.
Immediate regret.
Yeah, that's spot on, Coach Stokes. It was my competitiveness, though.
Not a big lake water guy.
Me neither.
I like to see what
I wish I could have
dealing with.
Explained what that felt like.
I don't think I need to know.
Like, it was, I don't know if anything, even when I tore my groin from the bone.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to take the groin tear over the way that water made me. It is so unforgiving for as malleable as those molecules are.
It is until it isn't.
Fudge.
Yeah.
It was like, I mean, if it felt like Bugs Bunny where they hit you over the head with a bat and you feel like you see stars.
Yeah, and you're like, have all the like bells and things ringing in your head.
Yeah, and everybody had, Dish was like, oh man, just to see you bouncing off the water. It was like skipping rocks. I was like, wow, I'm happy to be alive. Is anything broke?
It's possible. You need to get better friends.
I mean, nothing's changed. 30 years later, I still associate with jerks.
Yeah, but I don't make any black jokes.
Well, he's Hispanic, so it was different.
Who, Dish?
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, strong Mexican roots.
I don't have any Mexican roots.
Light brown, it's all the same. Sorry about that.
I'm sorry about that.
I'm just happy to get out of the Tracy Chapman thing.
Fast cars, run through the neighborhood. That's all I thought you meant.
You got something against fast cars?
No. So much basket. Wait, what?
Jake says so. DB almost got killed by an inner tube. My God.
I did, actually. It was the boat, not the tube.
Yeah.
The cover came off the tube.
Yeah. No, I understand. Like, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I'm not making fun. Like, I'm not interested in that at all. Doesn't sound like something I want to do.
Not a chance. I'm gonna wear my other glasses. Do you like these better?
Skymex says I'm Mexican passing. You know what's funny? The only people that think I'm Hispanic are Hispanic people.
You don't give me Hispanic vibes.
No, I don't to anyone except Hispanic people. They're the only ones that I've ever.
Now, don't ask me what vibes you give. Probably closer to the plain story you told. Those vibes.
Which story?
Remember you were the pocket knife and the plane?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you pinned me down.
Yeah, those are the only people.
I mean,
those are typically the only people that think I'm Hispanic or other Hispanic people.
Austin, who's doing the menu for your wedding? And is it an open bar? And don't do the whole just beer and wine thing. I mean, not that I'm telling you how to spend your parents' money, but I just want to know what the menu is.
You trying to get some free tequila off of him, or what's going on here?
No, hard press. I don't ever remember going to a wedding where they would have that.
I've been to like a true open bar before, wedding.
So the best open bar I think I went to for a wedding was Trev Lovell.
Yeah.
He coaches at Westside. He had a really good open bar.
Yeah.
It was at the place where the old mattress factory in Baseball Village.
Oh.
So there's like a nice little spot there.
Yeah.
There's a fantastic open bar.
I've had a couple good open bar weddings where it's like full.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Playfly had a holiday party Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
And they had an open bar. I wonder what they would have had.
I mean, typically if it's like open, they've got the works. Like it's well.
So apparently they had steaks as part of the buffet.
Ooh, okay.
Can you imagine? That's really the main reason I wanted to go. I was like, come on, coach. He was going to crash Playfly's party.
Yeah.
And it started snowing.
He's like, nah.
Wish wasn't having it. Well, no, it's more Leona.
Yeah.
She's like, I'll go. I was like, I don't think it could just be the two of us. She's about that life.
Well,
Can I ask you something about college basketball?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm like totally cheating by watching everybody that I think could be a thorn later on.
Yeah. Collecting information.
In or out on Vandy?
Depends on what you mean by in, like national title contender or what?
No,
like what?
There's only 11 of those.
Okay, so what do you mean by in?
Do you think they're a good basketball team?
Yes.
What about Arkansas?
No.
Georgia?
Undecided.
St. John?
No.
Out on St. John?
Out on St. John.
Who's the next best team in the Big East?
Ooh, I mean, it's probably St. John, but it's a bad year for the Big East. Like it's not a good crop this year. St. John is the second most capable team for sure in the Big East.
Are you sure?
I think so. Who's second?
Two guys that you hated on.
Mhm.
No. One you for sure hate on. And I tease you because you don't like him because he's black.
Who?
Shaheen Holloway.
They're fine.
They're not, but
I don't think their ceiling is as high as St. John's.
Okay.
I think they on a day.
And we'll talk to Matt. Did you finish setting the lineup? We only got the BC.
Yeah, I said DeMARINIS in suits.
Okay.
I think on a night in, night out basis, Seton Hall is better. I think the ceiling, like I have a better idea of what I'm getting from Seton Hall. I think the ceiling of St. John's is higher. Now, whether they reach that ceiling on a very consistent basis or not, I don't think so. But when they figure it out on any given night, they'll beat anybody.
Okay.
But I don't think they're a good basketball team.
Did you watch Rutgers, Iowa?
I did not. I've seen
Shane,
Iowa.
I may have missed it because he slaughtered all of his friends during his segment, which was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Did Kugler say he was actually on that broadcast?
I think so.
He maybe mentioned it in passing. I was like,
he talked about Iowa a decent amount because he was talking about.
I asked him about Iowa.
Yeah.
I said, does he believe in Iowa?
Yeah.
He didn't say, interestingly enough, I'm on the call tonight.
Oh, I think
Or
he did.
did he?
I think he did. He's like, I've got them tonight.
Oh, okay.
I think he said that.
Are you in on Iowa?
I think they're pretty good. I'm a McCollum guy though. Like I'm very impressed.
No, I know.
I'm very impressed with how.
But you watched Rutgers in Maryland.
Yes.
Okay, that was at home.
Yep. Again, I think Iowa's like a tournament team. That's about it.
Are you in on Purdue? I mean, they totally wet the bed that last minute 30.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes, but
UCLA balled.
I've never thought they were a national title contender.
Okay, listen. I think there's only set those 10 teams aside.
That's fine. I think a lot of people would include Purdue in that group, though.
Yeah, I would.
So I don't necessarily.
I understand why you said that.
I don't necessarily think they're that, but if we're talking Sweet 16, Elite 8 with the right matchups, like they're good. I just don't buy them as that next level.
All right, I'm going to ask you this right now.
Okay.
And you're not allowed to change because I think this question is based on where they're going to be and not where they are.
Okay.
In or out on Illinois?
Out.
Okay.
Out.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been consistent with Illinois.
I know.
Across a couple years.
I was giving you another crack at it.
I think they're super talented. I think they're pretty soft. I don't trust Brad Underwood.
So I'm with you, Channel 3, Sean. That was a piss poor performance, but I've seen that a lot in basketball.
I'm not gonna take
the Stanford team that I watched play North Carolina got beat by $2 trillion against Duke. Mm-hmm. And if you would have just watched Stanford Duke,
you think that's a terrible basketball team?
You'd think Stanford was
awful.
And
you probably think Duke's better than they are.
Yeah, Duke is extremely flawed, but they're so skilled. In on Duke?
Not for national title, but
you got to be in on them for a national title.
I don't think so.
They're not in the 10?
I mean, talent-wise, yeah, but I just don't. I don't look at that team and go, they're not going to screw up 1 in 6 times.
I don't know. Their good is pretty good.
They're
not very tough. And they have a hard time protecting the rim.
I think Duke is closer to Illinois than most people really want to talk about in terms of their flaws.
I don't know, man.
There's a better version of Illinois, but I don't think they're very tough. I don't know about John Schreier.
Yeah, Shire.
Sorry, I saw a video about Kyle Singler yesterday where he's apparently losing his mind, so I got Singler on the brain. He's having a tough time.
You know what's interesting about that?
What's that?
I don't even know why I'm telling you this. The only reason I'm following that story is because when he played, I thought he was one of the best Duke players that Duke fans don't talk about. Kyle Singler was incredible.
So good for them.
And he played. It was a weird stretch when he played. So sometimes it's about other guys or what they didn't have.
Yeah.
But it's super interesting.
Yeah, he's in a bad way right now, it seems like. Sorry, I had him on the brain. But I don't really trust Shire. I don't really trust the defense. I don't necessarily believe in the consistency of what they're going to look like on a night
about
tonight.
Illinois Independent of Boswell? The injury?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, obviously that changes some things for me, but it doesn't change that much because the things that I don't like about them still exist.
Okay.
So again, Sweet 16, Elite 8, sure. If they have a nice matchup and nice run, I'd live in a world where I don't think Brad Underwood can win a national championship.
Okay. So Nebraska's obviously got the 2 sandwich games in between Michigan. And are out on Michigan State. Whatever. Does Ken Palm still love Michigan State?
I think so.
Is he having the top 12 still?
9. Yeah.
Okay.
Again, I'll say in, but I don't feel good about it. I don't feel good. I'm going to take the guard play of fears in March and give myself a chance there.
Okay, so slot the teams in the Big Ten.
Okay.
Michigan still 1.
Can I put Nebraska 1?
You can do whatever you want.
I think Nebraska,
because I don't think the game at Chrysler or what is it? Have they renamed that arena yet?
I don't know. Ann Arbor,
I don't know if that game in Ann Arbor settles that.
It doesn't tell me that much.
I
I do think this stretch of about 6 games here, where they go Washington, Minnesota, Michigan, Illinois, Rutgers, Purdue.
I'm gonna say this for fear of jinxing myself, but I don't care about jinxes. How's Minnesota gonna score?
That's a fair question.
I don't. That's not a good. They got to get past Washington. That's not a good matchup for them.
No, and I don't necessarily think they're individually a threat, but this stretch of about 6 games from Washington to Purdue, I think will tell me everything I need to know about Nebraska's ceiling.
You know why I don't really worry about it, though?
What's that?
And this was early, but this was right before I said Nebraska's a good team. They've won with their C and C+ games before, and I'm going to go all the way back to Oklahoma.
Yeah. I think it
would have been easy to cave, and they didn't. And they showed you, like, okay, they may have something. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go back to slot 'em.
Nebraska 1.
Okay.
Michigan 2.
Okay.
Michigan State 3.
Is it Boswell that's throwing you because he's not healthy, or you think Michigan State is better than Illinois, or are you just still going to hate on Underwood?
I'm mostly still going to hate on Underwood. I also think that I have a better – and listen, I think the Izzo thing's a little overrated, personally.
His prowess?
Yes.
I'm not even going to give you any pushback.
We're a quarter century away from that national title. Right? If I'm gonna hate on Sean Payton and make fun of him for 2009, like we're a quarter century past this. He's had some really good teams.
Yeah, the answer to your question, Lee, is yes.
What was that? What was the question?
He's still on the Houston boys. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the 2 teams, Lee, I don't know if they're the best. I don't. But 2 teams I'm gonna really, really, really ride. Because you're like, oh, man, you crossed over into college basketball before I did. So soon.
You did. You went early.
2 teams I'm rocking with that are kind of off the radar, even though I think people think they're good.
Yeah.
Houston's 1. Who's the other?
I like Houston as well. The other one, are you paying attention to UConn?
No, but they're interesting.
Okay,
they're interesting. I'll let you get to them because they're actually trending up. That backcourt, I don't know.
Are you talking Gonzaga?
No, I like Gonzaga. So Gonzaga's easy.
Okay.
I called that after Creighton.
Yeah.
This team is like, it takes some thinking.
Oh, you're not talking about Florida, are you?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you've brought Florida up a few times.
So Gonzaga's the easy one. I told you Gonzaga's top 5 teams in the country for me.
And they'll defend like
Houston,
crazy.
For what people think of them, actually may be the best team in the country.
I wouldn't push you on that. I mean, Fleming's is really, really good. They've got more offensive capability than they've had in years past.
You better watch Florida.
Like, I just forget about Florida, if I'm being honest.
Everybody does.
They took so many.
They've got a lot of losses.
They took the losses early. They kind of got pushed to the back of my brain. But
let me ask you something about UConn.
Sorry. Let me finish up Big Ten real quick. After Michigan State, I go Purdue and then Illinois. So I got Illinois 5th.
Okay, so Nebraska, Michigan, Purdue,
Michigan State,
Nebraska, Michigan State, Purdue, Illinois. Okay, I'm not gonna hold you.
The reason I switched Purdue and Michigan State is I think Michigan State could win a national title. I don't buy Purdue.
I know what I'm getting ready to say. We may save this for DeMARINIS.
Okay.
With a Hurley coach team, is UConn tough enough?
Not yet. They might get there.
I mean, could you?
This isn't signature Hurley UConn toughness this year.
It would not surprise me at all if it was like Arizona and Houston. And I get it, two teams notorious for not being able to get over the hump.
Like I struggle with Arizona. I really
God,
do.
the way they play, man, they are so skilled and physical.
I'm giving way too much credit to past Arizona teams. I understand that, it's hard mental. It's the same thing I do with Purdue. It's hard mentally for me to get past what I think about them historically.
Now, can I call Barry BG without you? Is that fine?
Yeah, you're good.
What did I say the first time? You don't have to say it out loud. What did I say?
He said, "What up, Girth?"
Oh, yeah.
Not ideal.
I was still enamored by him saying something nice the other day.
Fair.
He's like, "You ask such thoughtful questions." I was like, "Most men don't use thoughtful," but thank you.
I appreciate that.
So now I'm rocking with the
BG.
BG.
That would have been even worse. Anyway, go ahead.
Are they like their toughness is interesting?
UConn? Yeah. We should talk about DeMARINIS about that because I don't look at this.
Because I watched. I'm trying to envision them playing against like Gonzaga and that long, strong front line. And
Gonzaga looks more like a UConn team than UConn does.
Gonzaga gives me Arizona vibes.
Yeah. I think I'm not giving Arizona enough credit for who they are this year as opposed to who they usually are.
You want to chuckle because it seems to be contrarian.
What's that?
So even though Michigan's 2-point defense is outstanding and they block a ton of shots at the rim, I think they need the game to be called a certain way because I'm not sure how physical those bigs are. They're long.
I'd buy that.
They're long, but I mean,
I would buy that.
Now BYU's interesting. You guys, the chat loves BYU, right?
So
I'm not overstating that. You, young Padawan, Jacob, and
I think
Maddie
that's fair.
Like BYU.
I think that's fair. Yeah. So I like BYU in the sense that I look at them and I go, that's a team that is constructed in a way that I've seen win national championships before.
They're just long and skilled.
They're long and skilled, and
they got a guy that can take a game.
DeBonsa can take the game over with and without the ball in his hands. So that is without DeBonsa, or if DeBonsa is even Peterson level. And
did you watch them last night?
Kansas about a half, yeah.
I have zero clue who Kansas is.
Can I say I get the scoring prowess. I'm not enamored with Peterson.
So can I ask
yeah.
Is it because his game isn't it's still a little too athletic-y looking?
It's not as skill forward as I would like it to be.
So yes.
Yeah. You make it sound like I don't like good athletes. That's not the case.
You sound like social media. That's not I'm saying exactly what I'm asking. Do you make it sound, people are wild?
So here's
I feel like I'm at home. No, the question that I asked is the one that I want to know the answer to.
Here's the problem. Is at home, there's not 10,000 people listening that could misinterpret your question. So sometimes I'll reframe it because even if I know what you mean, they may not.
God, I hate you though.
I know. It's fine. We'll make it.
So, yeah, I get it. It's a little too – you like a little more –
I like a little more skill forward, a little prettier, a little smoother game. I also I can't remember which game it was for DeBonsa, but he took over a game in every facet when BYU needed him to win. And I don't know that Peterson –
He's gotten better, too. I still don't know if he's the best freshman, though.
Boozer?
It's hard for me to say that because I'm trying to see Boozer's game translate.
Because you weren't enamored with him.
Offensively.
Yeah,
but he's better offensively than I thought. Especially how they're using him with like pick and pops and stuff.
The difference between Boozer and DeBonsa for me, which I think are much closer than –
and I'm not sure it's those two either.
Than DeBonsa and Peterson.
I watched a guy last night play for a coach that hates offense, and he's still really, really good.
Who?
Acuff Jr.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't hate offense. He just doesn't want to coach it.
He is that dude can get to just about any spot on the floor.
What I liked about DeBonsa versus Peterson is
there's probably 10 freshmen.
I don't think Peterson can put his fingerprints on a game in as many ways as DeBonsa can.
Peterson's better than AJ. Do you remember how this conversation started after the exhibition?
Yeah.
On the group chat? Almost to a man.
Mm-hmm.
You guys were like, you felt like his athletic prowess was a little underwhelming.
At the time, yes.
Fact or fiction?
No, that's true.
Okay.
Because I don't want to put words in anybody's
I think
mouth.
he's a better basketball player than I thought, though. Even if his athletic prowess was a little overstated.
That's fair. And it was early, too, with the hot takes.
Yeah. So I think, like, after there was a couple games where I saw him legit just take over, and I was like, oh. Like
I just don't I don't know. Is there a world where the draft comes out and you take DeBonsa over Peterson?
I'm not talking about draft. I'm talking about NCAA tournament. I think you've got a better chance with DeBonsa leading you to an NCAA title than you do with Peterson. Or frankly, even with Boozer, because he doesn't have the ball in his hands as much. That's what I'm talking about. Draft is a different conversation that we can have.
All right. So from cow cakes to NCAA hoops.
Now we got to get to BC.
To our man B Sizzle, who inevitably will say something funny.
Let's take a quick break here. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
Hey, he's one of our most important players because of everything he brings to the table. He quarterbacks our defense from that position. Obviously, he's become a much better facilitator this year as the season has gone on, and then he scores the ball in a lot of different ways, and he's doing it kind of with one arm. So, he hasn't missed much practice time as a result, and I'm just really proud of the way that he's competed and has put us in a position to have chances to be successful. Yeah, I mean they need a little time off after Wednesday, so we'll take Thursday, Friday off, and then get back at it on Saturday. But it's an opportunity to work on ourselves, and we were able to do that on Sunday as well this week. Generally, you don't get many of those opportunities this time of year, so we needed that, and we'll take advantage of it again on Saturday of next week.
I mean, their size, first off, you got Steinbach, who's one of the best players in the league as a freshman, and then Kepnong down low is just another monster in there. And then they have so many talented guys with Diallo. Clyde obviously got hurt, but then you have Yates coming back from injury, and we know he can get going. He killed us last year when he played for USC. So super talented team. They're tough and they're well coached, so it's going to be a challenge just like every night in the Big Ten. Yeah, I feel like I've kind of gotten to a pretty good routine, just knowing how to listen to my body. So if you have an off day, you got to take it, and especially if you play a lot of minutes the previous day. So I've gotten pretty good at just listening to how my body feels so I can give it time to recover, and that's the main thing. You just have to have time, and we won't have an off day, but it'll be an easier day after Washington, so you have to still take it lighter and just make sure you don't overdo it to where you can still be fresh for the most important times.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live. Here is Husker 24/7 senior writer, Brian Christopherson.
Yeah, you got guys walking into Ace Hardware without their shirts on.
Brian Christopherson.
We got a pretty good sewing circle in this state.
Brian Christopherson.
To me, it's like crunch time, baby.
Here is Brian Christopherson.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are joined now by Brian Christopherson from Husker 24/7. What's up, BC?
How you guys doing?
B Sizzle. We're good. We're waxing poetic about college hoops.
Okay.
Are you a big college basketball, watch a lot of games guy?
I am watching more the last couple seasons. I went through a drought. I'm not as well versed as you guys on the totality across the country of each.
Well, people only think I know football, so you mean Robbie, not me. I don't know. I only know one.
No, I think I listen to you guys. You can name off the key couple dudes for every squad, and I'm not built like that. But yes, I try to sample as much as I can. It's been a little hectic in the Christopherson family with some health issues lately, so we've kind of had that over the weekend. So that's distracted me a bit, but I think we're on the other side of it, so that's good.
My daughter's class yesterday, they normally have 22. They had 11.
Oh wow!
So I had a little bit of a tickle. Was that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. Because I had it last week.
So I'm a big Course Eden guy. This is free pub, BC. Big Course Eden.
Okay.
Really good. I'm not a Delsum or there's some of these people that have just made a living with like their name, like Mucin. Shout out Mucinex if you guys.
Sponsor.
Yeah, right. So I'm a big Course Eden guy. So I go to the store to get my medicine, and 3/4 of the shelf is empty. So whatever you have going on in your house, if it's a bug, I feel like the free world has it. It is tough out here right now.
I'm hanging in there. It's Papa Christopherson, and I'm not speaking in the first person there. That's my dad.
Yeah.
Dealing with some things, but I think we're good. We had to go to Methodist a couple times, but things are good. But yeah, the bug seems to have everybody.
It's a little tickle. Robbie's still coughing. He just I have to encourage him sometimes because he has super low self-esteem. So I don't chastise him for coughing improperly. I just kind of let him cough.
I didn't know there was a proper and improper way to cough.
I'm a big one of these guys.
Now you know.
I turn away, trying to.
Do you see how I weave that in?
Yeah. You got a little knock on him there, I thought.
I'm trying to dab, while I'm doing it. I'm trying to.
Yeah. BC, I'm curious because you were talking about college basketball, and this probably happens at other schools, but I'm looking for like comps, and it's not like Florida or Michigan or whatever. And maybe it's just because I'm here, but I feel like this recent success with Nebraska basketball, we still don't know how to be good fans of the school, right? Like, is it normal, in your opinion, to have sport on sport crime within the same institution amongst the fan base? It drives me up the wall.
I'm with you on that, Damon. I never like this is a volleyball state. This is a basketball state. You know how that
you're fun the sport X. It's
it can just be a Husker state with some blue mixed in, and respect to Ravi and the Jays fans out there. But
I can't wait till everybody gets mad at Will Bolt.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. I don't look at it that way. I know some do. I look at it with what Fred's doing within the Big Ten, how maybe his situation sizes up with his peers. And that's a heck of a job, in itself. And that's enough for the conversation for me. So that's sort of where it stops and starts there. And I just give those guys so much credit for putting a roster together that, if you go back to the spring and summer months when, this puzzle piece here, that puzzle piece there, most of us on the outside are saying, yeah, I can see it. But a lot of people are kind of squinting at that picture, and they don't, if you go back to people's summer predictions about what this team could be, there's some people who probably had a win total that they have met already for the season. And so just a lot of love from me for, being able to see how it could come together, and also knowing they were going to be, I think, stronger at certain spots, or could be, than people on the outside saw. And the defensive end of the floor is one of those where, like, you listen to Sam Hoiberg talk the other day at the press conference. He said going into the season, I thought we could be a top 20 type of unit on both ends of the floor. It wasn't just going to be, a behind the arc team that has to outscore everybody 92-88 sort of thing. And I think some people maybe had that vision of this roster. They kind of doubted the athleticism and what that would mean on the defensive end. But you're just seeing an experienced group on that side of the floor that knows how to play 5-as-1, I think, as well as anybody in the country right now. I'll say that with my limited national basketball.
Say it with your chest out, BC.
I'll put the chest out and say it. So that's what I think.
BC, when you're looking at how the roster was constructed and what we thought over the summer versus now, I'm going to give you a couple options on what the biggest difference was in predictions versus reality.
Okay.
Number one, we had no idea how good Braden Frager was. Number two, Rink Mast came back as someone entirely different than the Rink Mast that we had seen previously. And I mean that in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Number three, Jamarcus Lawrence is better after his sojourn to Rhode Island than
I like that word.
than he was when he first came to Nebraska. Out of those three, are you taking one of those three, or are you taking something else entirely?
No, I could take I think I could take Frager on that one, because if you think about even the last couple of weeks, just having the extra that he brings, that finishing. I mean, think about the Ohio State game, for instance. I mean, that got a little murky there in the last minute or two. And, they designed something for the freshman, and he creates and gets the and one. Actually had 2 and 1 buckets in the last few minutes of that game. Then you think about how he closed out Indiana. Obviously, a run was in place that had a lot to do with other guys around him too. But, he had 11 points, I think, in the last 6 minutes or whatever it was. So I guess if I had to pick one, I'll say him and single him out, just because I think it's a remarkable growth example in a player who's just put in the time, first in the gym, last in the gym. Not cliche with him, absolutely true. And it's showing in the games. And to see where he went from his high school senior year, where I was sort of like, oh, that's interesting. He's kind of a flyer type player. And now, like, okay, he's legit, like a guy you want to turn to and you can trust to get you a bucket when you need a bucket. So I'll say him. But when you ask the question, the real answer is that you could point to 5 things, and of those 5 things, every one of them you would say Nebraska maximized or has maximized so far. So that's one example. Jamarcus is one example. Like Price Sanford, I know Damon's been beating this drum that he was definitely more than a stand around shooter, and he knew that going in, and he's proven that. You think about like Sam Hoiberg. I think everybody appreciated Sam, but they didn't see it to this level. So it is like in all of the above circle, as boring as that answer is, of like 5 things all coming together at the same time.
When you're talking about kind of the rest of the conference, I was watching, Purdue on the road at UCLA, and, they had no answers for Dent. And obviously Iowa struggled a little bit at home with Rutgers. I didn't take too much away from that. Michigan play. I'm just watching and trying to gauge the conference. Are you looking at Nebraska now with their achievements, considering they're a pretty good basketball team, as a standalone, or do you still look at them in relation to the rest of the conference?
I'm starting to look at the conference as a whole. I don't want to get into the conference chase just yet.
Okay.
But maybe that's stupid, because that's that is sort of living in the past. Like Nebraska isn't fit to be in that conversation. Like you think at Michigan State, they're not thinking about the conference chase since the first game. I mean, that's where they are right now. They're atop the league standings, And so to your question, I think that's where in the last couple of weeks, maybe the last week, I've started to watch those other games and sort of look at their schedules and be like, how can Nebraska navigate? I know Ravi mentioned it earlier, like this stretch through February 10th, sort of, where you get to Purdue, like what do you need to do to be in that conversation to have a shot to win the league? And I don't want to overstate it at this point. They can't within their walls. The thing that I rest in is that they've proven to be so good at just putting up their walls to whatever pats on the back or whatever Nick Saban rat poison is being fed to them.
Other coaches are saying that now. Have you
Yeah, it like became a thing in the last few months.
Rat poison?
Yeah.
That's like that's become its own deal. Well, I'll try to stay away from that from now on then. But they're yeah, I think they are so mature about staying clear of that. But yes, to me, and I think some fans now, you're starting to look at this thing like, okay, this could be a race like pretty soon, and it's about time you start to think about those conversations. But this next week and a half, I think, is gonna help us whether we want to jump fully into that lane or not.
So BC, as you're kind of looking at this next stretch, have you? I don't know how to ask this without sounding like a downer. Have you kind of came up with a record in your head over the next 6 games? You say, hey, if they navigate it to this record or better, I feel really good about this stretch.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, so you're talking Washington, at Minnesota, at Michigan, Illinois, at Rutgers, Purdue.
Yep.
I would say, I don't know, if they come out of that thing 4-2. I'm not trying to put a ceiling on them, but if they were 4 out of 6 there, by the time you looked at the standings, and then when you look at what the rest of the schedule is like, it sets up all right for Nebraska. Like now they do have 2 games still on the back end against Iowa, and I think Iowa, Nebraska is just going to be a blow for blow. I think both those games are going to be hotly contested. That's just the way those 2 squads play each other. I don't think there's going to be any love loss in those games. And so I expect those to be dogfights in both gyms. But yeah, 4-2, give me that over the next 6 games, and I'd nod my head and say, all right, we're looking completely at the standings right now and in this race and what it how Nebraska's a lead dog in it.
And still looking at potentially a number 1 overall seed at 4-2, you feel like?
I would have to think so. If you consider that teams that are involved, I mean, this is a stretch now where you're playing Michigan, Illinois. I know Illinois is down a key guy, but and Purdue, yeah. So that would be a heck of a nice. In any other year, we'd be like doing cartwheels over that, right? I mean, so I think that's still how I feel about that stretch.
BC, so I want to transition here a little bit with a smidge of a segue. So we've seen kind of Coach Hoiberg kind of double down philosophically. He's expressed patience. He's swapped out a couple of staff guys.
Mm-hmm.
He's been judicious through the portal. His team is older, mature, played a lot of basketball. As we kind of transition into how you think Nebraska wants to get better after the incremental progress, it's clearly not where they want to be or Coach Rule wants to be as the head coach, but he's trying to put one foot in front of the other. How much do you think, or what's the crossover, do you think, between kind of the perseverance of doubling down, staying the course while you're actually tweaking along the way?
Yeah.
Or is there one?
That's an interesting question because maybe I'm wrong on this. I think he's doubling down in a way in his sort of how he came in here, and maybe it got off course a little bit.
Similar to Coach Hoiberg.
Yeah, the last couple years, and he's going back somewhat. I think this is where it's a complicated answer. He's going back somewhat to some of how he's structuring his staff, and I think how he's building his team to maybe how he came up and built himself up as a head coach, while also there's this other category over here where you're tweaking and you're adjusting on the fly to what it takes to survive in a college football setting with the transfer portal and everything that is far different than the rest. But I think a big thing is, like, we're going to get older. I know I've heard him in a few interviews now talk about being an older team, wanting to be that older team. He's talked about the teams that have had success and how they're older. But I'm kind of going away from your question, but I think the biggest thing that is sort of lost is, like, obviously they got to hit it with some of these portal guys, but there's a double down on the guys who are already in the program. I think that is the key storyline of the last month in retaining. And you think about, there hasn't been as many departures as some might have guessed from the current roster. Like, I know there's some people up in arms about the defensive line. I get it. There would have been like one more addition. I would have loved it if they could have got for the D line, but still, let's just use them as an example. The story comes down to believing, like, hey, we've got some guys who are second, third year guys now going to be like fourth year guys who we think are that close. They're on the cusp. We think with some scheme adjustments, with some maybe different coaching techniques and all that, and how they would fit within Rob Orch's defense, they're going to be really good players. They're the type of players that would be highly valued and highly paid for by other programs. We cannot stand to lose those guys when we've already invested this much time into them to get them to be this type of player who we think is that close to being a really good player in this conference. And I think that's the biggest story that's been in my head, is the retaining factor. And that's a large part of what's going to settle this, is your Riley Van Poppels, your Cam Lenharts, your Williams Winery, Cade Petchocks. It's like, what do you do with those guys? And then you can go through each position group and you see some of that too. Now, obviously, like, they have to nail it with like an Owen Chambliss and a Dwayne McDougal, and I get the O-line guys, like that's understood. But there is a part of this that where I just think about the guys coming back, and people don't want to hear that right now, some people, because they like to say, well, you just flip the whole roster. You can't live that way. You've got to build up some of what you've already got going and just maximize those guys. And that's going to be the biggest key of all of this, I think, is guys who have been in this program a bit. Are they going to be different, better players as they go through this 26 offseason?
BC, this might be a little too philosophical for 8 o'clock on a Wednesday, but
do you not know this show?
Have you allowed yourself to try and figure out why we seem so much more willing to trust and believe and put faith in transfers that we know little to nothing about in saving the program versus guys that have been on the roster that we know little to nothing about to get better and be able to get the program where we're going?
Yeah, that's a tale as old as time. It's not just here. I think it's everywhere. It's that.
Sorry.
No, I got it. It's exactly like, recruiting. That's why websites, like the one I work at and other websites have built up to where they did over the last 2 decades, is because we've written about guys coming in, and it's always like, I haven't had that flavor of ice cream yet. I bet it's better than what I've had, sort of thing. It's why the backup quarterback's always more popular deal. And so I think that transfers over now to what we got going in college football with the portal. And I like, for example, Jasir Whittington a lot. Like, I think that's a good get. Like, I think there's a lot of upside there and that, but you could use him as a perfect example of, like, there's something there. It could be really good. You know what? There's the same amount of stuff probably in Cade Petchock that could be really good. And so that's where my first answer was coming from. And it's even if they had landed one more huge fish in the D line, and that would be nice. Again, I want to stress that it would have been nice if they got one more. I think it would still come down to that topic, and like, what are they going to do with those guys who are returning, developing? Are we going to see sort of the Ty Robinson-ish upperclassman version of some of those guys or not? And that's going to be a big story of if Husker football takes that leap or not.
BC, when I made the mistake. No, it wasn't a mistake. I kind of chuckled. I've been messing with Brunts because I got booted off the message boards. And I was like,
not our board.
I was like, Brunsey, I'm like, man, I'm trying to get the vibe here with 24/7. Can I get the hookup? And he, of course, in typical Brunch fashion, he hooked it up, and he's like, oh yeah, that's my bad. And even though he changed my password, wait till I tell you guys what it is. Oh my gosh, he's totally making fun of me. So I'm kind of perusing, and we were talking. Your guys were talking about like getting information and like relative to the program. And one of the guys was like, man, I can't really take DB seriously. He's kind of an apologist. And so I thought about that for a second, because one of my other guys that I was talking to yesterday kind of intimated the same thing. And you get this on your board and message boards and the fan base and on social media. What do you think the disconnect is, or is there one between wanting information or rational or reasons why things happen versus information that doesn't necessarily jive with how people, when they want you to think like they do? You know what I mean? It's like, so we're talking about this logically. And as you're talking about D-line and Winari and Petchuk, like I can feel collective eyes roll to Ravi's question about why do we trust what we haven't seen versus what we have seen. And I almost think some of it is we just want to be right? So
yeah.
I think
you
critics,
thought the D-line sucked.
Yeah, so you're
you
just going
right
to think
about
that you're just going to think that they,
even guys that didn't play had nothing to do with how you felt about the D-line. Like Malcolm Simpson and Tyson Terry.
Like, do you think at the end of the day that we really want to get it right more than we want to be right?
I think most people do. And this is why I say that, Damon. I think there's an outspoken group of the fan base, and everybody's got different ways of expressing themselves that sort of are always sort of like it's not going to work out. There's sort of that pessimistic, and I get it because it's been a long time. There's sort of this buildup of feeling like, hey, at certain spots, guys just haven't developed as much as we thought they would. And what I'm talking about is somewhat pre-rule too. It's just guys who they thought were going to be such and such a player didn't work out to that. So they're to the point where they're like, they've kind of got in that lane where it's just not going to happen. That doesn't happen here. And I do think, though, there's a large segment of the fan base that isn't as loud sometimes, that still has hope and still believes like guys can develop, and they're open-minded. Let's put it that way about it. And I just think a lot of people are probably in a similar place. There's just different ways that they express it. Like some people are really in that mode right now where they want to talk about sort of like November still and what happened there. And then there's some people are kind of pushing it forward. Like I'm intrigued with like what Rob Orich and what Jeep Wade and what these new guys who are here and been hired to here and help change this are going to do. Like you sort of are moving your mind toward that. And that's sort of where I am. So I'm not going to like sit here and rant about the Penn State stuff anymore. That it happened. It wasn't good. Everybody knows the last 3 games stunk. I mean, they did. They're not acceptable. But there's been adjustments made, and now I'm interested in how can they get it right? Can they get it right? What's it take to get it right?
That's why we get along.
And I do think there's a lot of people who are in that mode, but there's not, so they can't say as much right now. It's just sort of like you got to wait and see. And so you're not going to hear their voices as much. And by the way, I get all points of it because this has been a frustrating, I grew up in the age where Husker football is on top. It's weird for some of us to see what happened this Monday night with Indiana and all that. I get it. Like that messes with your mind a little bit, but I'm looking at these current coaches that they've got now. What do they have to do, and what's it going to take to try to fix this? That's sort of the mode I'm in.
I appreciate kind of the way you process things. I have such a hard time with like, you're talking about the way the season ended and things like that. And I'm like, 3 guys got fired for the way the season ended. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and one guy doesn't want to be here, and we're like riding with that guy.
Yeah, like I don't get it. I'm really having a hard time with kind of this dichotomy of well, nothing's ever going to change. It's like they fired 3 guys for the way things ended. Like there were consequences. They brought in, not only did they bring in 1, they brought in 2 offensive line coach, one that's considered one of the best coaches in the country, one that's considered one of the best recruiters in the country. They brought in 3 new offensive linemen with those guys. They brought in 3 new defensive linemen with a new defensive line coach. Like I sit here and I understand the frustrations about how it went. I completely get that. I also see that dramatic steps were taken to try and correct it. And like, I just have a really hard time with the people that aren't even open to the possibility of, well, yeah, like they made changes. What else do you want them to do? Unless you just decide, hey, we don't want Coach Rule here anymore. Like, unless that's the only thing that will appease you. Like, I don't know what else people want. That's what I think. That's where I struggle.
I mean, I think you can have skepticism and an open mind at the same time, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that you can carry those 2 things, and that's fair. That's probably the right spot to be in right now, to be honest. And I think those inside the program would understand and know that's where people are after what happened last year. But yeah, with your point, Ravi, he made some big moves, and as Damon said, you with the special teams coordinator, you put something that was a pretty lucrative offer in front of somebody, and they didn't take it, and so he's a very good coach. He's been very good at his specialty. I'm not saying it to just be lockstep with somebody. I heard, I've heard Sam's opinion on it, and
he was really good Monday.
Yeah, he was.
Not to say, it was a good I thought Monday was exceptional.
But I know he wrote something that's been in my head. You have to let your D coordinator be the guy, like do it his way now. Like, like how the staff is put together and let that roll, wherever that goes, whether it's good, bad, or in the middle. That's the way this has to proceed. And so I think that's a big part of this conversation. And so I can't fault Rule for anything with that, because that's the way he should be with his D coordinator, and that's the way that process should have gone. And then you put something in front of a guy to have the opportunity to, take a pay hike and all that stuff, and he didn't want it, and that's fine. That's the way this business goes. But I did think they tried on that one, and it didn't happen. So I mean, I can't just raise my arms and get all angry about it, because I think they took their shot on that, and it's not working out. And so you move on with the guys that you have and see what they can do.
Yeah, it was just fascinating. I'm like, we didn't really like the way that the special teams went the last third of the season, but we were willing to give it a pass because I think we were willing to give it a pass because it was so poor before.
And because we liked Eckler.
I don't know. I mean,
I think that's a lot of it. I think
maybe.
we like Eckler, and so we gave it a pass.
Yeah,
that's real time.
I mean, they definitely made a jump, but you're right. At the end of the year, it wasn't as good as they want it to be. Eckler said that himself at the poll site.
But we explained it away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm like, we must really like being miserable because we're picking sides to argue, and none of it was really good.
Yeah, I think he's a really good special teams coach, and almost every year he's going to have a lot of success there, and I think it's a loss. So this is, again, an area where I think you can have 2 opinions. You can be like, that's a loss, but also did the head coach and whomever's involved do everything that you would say is reasonable to try to have that situation work out? And I think so too. So that I think both those things can be a shared thought in your head, and that's where I am with that too.
Is it crazy to think that? It seems like the sentiment among the fan base is now that Mike Eckler's gone, it's going to revert back to what it looked like before. And I guess I'm having a hard time getting there. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, there are other good special teams coaches in the country, correct? He's not the only one.
Yeah, you can be good at special teams and with a lot of guys are running that. I understand if you look at Eckler, what he did at Tennessee, they were top 10 in a lot of stuff. So it was good. He has a great resume with it. So I get it, but yeah, it doesn't have to mean that you fall back to 24. I always get my years confused now. But I mean, some of that too was like they simply couldn't snap the ball that year. I mean, that was like honest to goodness, like half the problem. And so they rectified that. That was a big start. Clearly, Mike Eckler has a great brain for like seeing scheme and ways that like the Michigan State where they blocked a punt and stuff like that. We'll see if it can carry over. There's guys who were in that room with him who are very smart guys, with Nick Humphrey, Josh Martin, Brett Maher, who a rule called like a secret weapon there. They've been processing that, and we'll see what they do with it. It sounds like they're going to stay in-house with that and, carry the same system and believe those guys have they've read the textbook and they can build off of it. And so whether that's going to happen or not, I'm not going to proclaim that right now, but I would understand if they do stay in-house why they're doing it. I think that's a fair move too, is you think you've got a system and guys smart enough to process it and now teach that to guys going forward. And that's what they're going to proceed with, it looks like.
BC, last one from me. When you're taking a look at, he's very, very, Coach Rule was very specific on spring ball, why he wanted it. And what caught the way that he did, what caught my eye or ear was, I remember when he took the break and wanting to get the 8 weeks of winter conditioning before, because he's clearly, philosophically, that it's changed. Right, between how he wanted to break up spring ball and the full 8 weeks of winter conditioning. He had done the studies on injuries pre and post, guys taking a break the week before. And I asked him about it a couple of years ago. And he was telling me about research. So one of the things that I was encouraged by is he's constantly at least assessing or self-assessing what to do differently, right? Before it was, hey, they need these 8 weeks of winter conditioning. I want to build the foundation this way with the muscle mass and then, to tear down and then to do the spring ball. He's kind of recalibrating how he wants to do it. Now we want to continue with the development. We want all these guys that are in here early playing football to do more football. We want it earlier so we can critique it and tweak it on the back end. To me, that shows, and maybe this is just the glass half full, to me that shows a guy that was pretty resolute one way with the data in one regard is now willing to look at the information now that he's here, given what he's currently got on his roster, and be willing to look at it another way.
Yeah. That goes back to one of the questions we were talking about earlier. I do think like there is that double down sort of, and maybe the coaches around you and sort of that part, but there's definitely some serious tweaks going on, more so than tweaks probably, with how you want to do things, how your calendar sets up. And that's been something that you would have to say, like when you were a player like Tom Osborne, that made him part of his greatness was like the willingness to look around also, I think, and see what other people were doing, like I know they would study like Florida State's and Miami's defense and even go visit them and stuff like that back in those days. And so I think when I heard Rule like late fall say, hey, I told Corey Campbell, like, let's look everywhere. What are people doing? How do we want to do it? You don't just steal ideas necessarily, but maybe in some cases you do. And you use that information and you make changes like this. And I think it makes a lot of sense. I like the fact that, there is always those one or two unfortunate injuries that can pop up in the spring. It gives guys a little more time to recover there. I like the fact that these portal guys just got here, and the mat drills is one thing, but to get them actually on the grass on like February 21st with their new teammates and sort of just build that early into the year, I think it would seem to me, as a pencil neck scribe looking in from the outside, that would
don't even use pencils anymore.
Nonetheless, pencil neck. And you would say like that makes sense to me. Like I would want to get out there and actually work on the craft that I'm here to do with my new teammates. The sooner the better. And so it all computes. And also look at it this way. In the summer, you can get more time with your guys now than you used to be able to. And so I think with that in mind, it makes all the sense in the world to actually start spring earlier, knowing that you have that on the back end sort of as a runway into fall camp. So I have no question marks about that decision. That seems like a pretty common sense one for our current landscape in football.
I just like it because it's going to be cold and miserable.
And it's going to be going head to head spring ball coverage with Nebraska's run of the Final Four. So there's like we got that combination, which we're not used to.
Well, I'm sure they'll adjust the time to make sure they don't overlap with
It's
the
like,
Elite Eight.
oh man, my buddy tweeted out something. He's being snarky about the conflict of the Elite Eight. But I'm like,
is it the mayor?
They play at 5:09 and 7:49. If Nebraska makes this run, they'll be just fine. I'm like, do we have to just keep eating our own?
Oh, I'm joking. I'm just saying that when spring ball is going on, if Nebraska's making a run, you might have a smaller media contingent than we're used to with football. But maybe that's a good thing, huh?
Hey, glass half full. Be careful.
That's our guy, Brian CHRISTOPHERSON, Husker 24/7.
All right, then, barrel chest.
Appreciate the time,
right.
as always. We'll see you later. Have a good week. We'll be right back. We got to get to Kevin Suits from 1011 News in Lincoln. That's DBM, Ravi, Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
Yeah, I mean, we went a little bit shorter today than we normally would just because of the 3 games and whatever it is, 7-day stretch that we have going on right now, especially with an early one coming up on Saturday. I mean, it's still all about the preparation for the one tomorrow night, but at the same time, you have to have, and that's the benefit of having a great staff like we have as far as our sports science, our training staff with Kurt in strength and conditioning. I think you see our guys, how well they've played late in games, and I think that's a credit to our support staff. So, you know, we plan out, we have a meeting as far as what we want to do as far as loads on their bodies, and we follow it to a T. When they get close to where they want to be, our sports scientist, Matt Tomey, comes up and says we need to get ready to start shutting it down, and we'll do more mental reps if we haven't gotten through everything as far as the game plan. And, you know, I'm such a firm believer in our guys being fresh out there on the floor, both mentally and physically, and our guys have been good. They've had a good couple days of practice.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM, Ravi, Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We're joined now by Kevin Suits from 1011 News in Lincoln. What's up, Kevin? How we doing?
Good morning. Doing well. How are you boys?
Kevin, we are good, man. You got we busy little beaver there locally, man. Hoops is rolling. Top 8 teams in Lincoln with hoops again are rolling. I mean, you divvying up your time, or you a little overwhelmed at the moment?
No, this is usually catch your breath season right here. January.
I guess relatively speaking, you're right. Yeah.
You know, people always ask us TV folk, you know, that do sports here, whether it's in Omaha, Lincoln, Central Nebraska, like when do you guys get a day off, right? Ha ha, that's the cute grocery store joke. And the answer is January, July. And right now, January is like no time off time because, you know, every day you pull up the basketball lineup, and whether it's the Nebraska men, the Nebraska women, and some of the high school basketball in Lincoln and the greater Lincoln area this year, has been outstanding, and it's been fun. And I was even looking yesterday at, the NSAA PowerPoints and who might be hosting a district. Right now, there could be 3, possibly 4 districts in the capital city in Class A. And it's going to be, I would not be surprised. As of right now, on January 21st, I would not be surprised if there are 4 Lincoln teams in the Class A field at the state tournament come March.
Well, I think right now Southwest and North Star have 2 of the first 4 of the 8 A through 1 seedings, right? Or is it 3 of the 4?
I haven't,
because I think Prep right now would have. So I think it's Prep and Bellevue West. I think North Star and Southwest make 2 of the top 4, because West Side right now would be A5. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident in that holding true. Don't know that I looked at it ever since maybe Sunday morning. Southwest is number 1. I would assume that North Star, after beating Kearney last night, probably 3 or 4.
Yep.
Lincoln High right now, shout out Lynx. They've got 10 wins. They're a fun team to watch. They play above the rim. So they'll catch your eye if you're looking for just a team to watch in the capital city and don't want to deal with those sellout crowds and turning people away at Southwest and Southeast. Go to Lincoln High. That's a good team. And, Southeast, they've spent some time in the top 10 so far this year. They've got a nice squad. Right now, I think they'd probably be a District 2 seed, but that's a team that I have my eye on. And I think that they have a run or a shot to make a run and qualify for the state tournament.
Different class, still in Lincoln. I was watching Coolman and Kittrell and some of these guys, Lincoln Lutheran and Ashland Greenwood, Friday night. Got a tour of Lincoln Lutheran's the
I heard all about this, BB.
Oh, my goodness. Kevin, is that one of the best kept secrets going? Like, that facility is going to be pretty sweet.
Well, first I'll say that my boy was there at the game on, was it Friday night? And, he saw you across the way. Matt Rule's in the house. Oh, baby. If you want to make a splash in Lincoln, go to a Class C school, and everybody's going to be taking snaps.
He was chomping at the bit to see Kittrell, so I was like, I'm in.
Well, not just Kittrell. If you wanted to just go see a good ball club play in the capital city last Friday, Ashland Greenwood is good. They're undefeated. They're the favorite in C1. But back to your question about
can I say this real quick?
Yeah, go for me.
So, Coach Wishon, he drove, and he loves evaluating talent. He was in love with Tonjes. It was all Coach Rule could do to not say anything to Kuhlman. I was like, hey, my guy's got him locked up at SDSU. Let's relax on that. He's like, but they're constantly always assessing. They don't go to games just for the sake of watching basketball. It's always about how many good change of direction athletes there are in the gym. It was fascinating to watch it real time.
Yeah, that's the exact opposite of Fred Hoiberg. When his boys were playing at Pius, Fred would go 3 rows from the top, and he wouldn't even clap when his boy hit a big bucket. Fred's just there watching hoops, and he's just hoping that his boys play well, And
I watched him watch London Dada a couple of weeks ago. He never moved.
We would put the camera on Fred just in the crowd sometimes, like, hey, there's Nebraska's head coach. Yeah, by the way, his boys are playing. But it was the most, it might as well have been a still photo because he doesn't move, doesn't have any reaction. But that's funny that Coach Rule and you guys are always looking at, the athletes on the court. And, back to your original point about Lincoln Lutheran. It is a low-key fun place to watch not just a basketball game, but, of course, volleyball and wrestling. And,
I was looking at all the state banners. It's like 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024.
I was like, Kevin, what do you know about volleyball at Lincoln Lutheran, huh?
I'm glad you guys said it because I was going to if you didn't, the numbers it's year after year. And, it's fun. It is a great place to watch a game. Hopefully you guys hit up the concession stands. Usually the food's pretty good there.
$20 never went so far like it does at Lincoln Lutheran. I told Weeding, man, you guys need more markup. I feel like this is pretty efficient spending.
No, see, that's the deal. We want to keep it affordable and let you have dinner at the concession stand and not let you go home and have to hit up the Runza down the street. But yeah, And in addition to the gym, there's a new facility being built. It's supposed to open here within the next month or two.
Yeah,
and
it looked pretty. It looked really, really nice. The weight room setup. You guys have zero gravity treadmills, which
I mean,
that's pretty big time. You got 60 yards of turf. There's new weights. I'm like, this is pretty impressive.
It's long overdue. The facility they have, it's a satellite building. It's just shared by so many different teams and so many different athletes. And even in the summer when wrestlers want to come in there and train, they have to check to find out who's lifting and what other team might be doing some sort of session in there. And there's even some youth teams that want to, they have pull-out cages, baseball, and they want to hit. So just having more space with a growing enrollment is much needed. It was a huge endeavor in terms of raising the funds for it, and it's cool to see that happening. Man, they've been doing some major construction over there, and it's coming together quickly, and it's going to be such a blessing for the student athletes at Lincoln Lutheran that are going to be able to use that space here for many years to come.
Kev, how long have you been covering? How long have you been at 10-11?
We hit 20 years this past summer. So.
Okay.
Seen some things.
So that's what I thought. I thought you were getting pretty close to 20, so I wanted to make sure. In terms of boys basketball at the prep level, is this the best you've seen it at the city across multiple teams?
My initial reaction is yes. If I would rewind and try to think of what would challenge this, would be maybe when Matt Hill was playing at Lincoln High, or at Lincoln Southeast, excuse me. Matt Hill was playing. Andrew Bridger was a guard at Lincoln Northeast, and he played with Wendell Faines. If these are some names that maybe bring
Bridger
you back
ended
in
up
time.
in Omaha.
Northeast,
He did.
Northeast had some great teams. Lincoln Southwest went to the state finals with Dwayne Bach as the head coach in maybe the lowest scoring state championship game in the history of basketball.
That's in the 30s, right?
It was like 39-35. I don't remember who they played, but
it's like
the game was kind of it wasn't the most appealing basketball game. But Lincoln Southwest had a team. Jordan Tyrants was on that team. He later played at Nebraska.
That's Pat's son.
Yeah. So I'm picking and choosing different teams. But, Robbie, your question is like one singular year.
Yeah.
And that's where I would give this the nod. The one knock on maybe this year is like, who's the standout, in Lincoln right now that everybody wants to see, like the 4-star. I don't know that there is one individual player that is like must-see TV. Instead, you just have a collection of really good players, and they're kind of distributed across the city, which has actually made for a fun and entertaining season. It could serve Lincoln High School basketball fans well when it comes to the state tournament, because it may not just be a one-trick pony. You may have multiple teams to keep your eye on. Some of the top names, the Sanders boys at Lincoln Southwest, I love the tempo in which they play with. They're so smart. They're very skilled. They would be at the top of the line. I feel like Brady Nick at Lincoln High, multi-year starter. He's gotten pretty good. And just happy for a player like him that has endured some pretty challenging seasons and is now, he's averaging more than 20 a game. He can score inside and out, and he can throw it down too. So those are a few of the names that, pop in my head that are, just go watch them. But overall, Lincoln has good talent. And the talent is spread. Oh, I shouldn't leave out Jordan Castor. Such a talented guard for Lincoln North Star.
Oh boy.
He runs the show. Yeah.
So watching him in the summer, the last 2 summers, I wondered how it would translate with a little more, and structure's not the word, a little tighter whistles, not as open stylistically. And he has zero problems making the correlation between AAU and high school. He is a treat.
He is a treat. Smart player, can score a variety of ways. I like to think that if Jordan Castor was maybe 3 inches taller, I think the college opportunities open up quite a bit. I think he's about 5'10", but definitely a strong skill set. And you can tell with North Star, everything runs through him. But he's not afraid to distribute the basketball. That's what's really cool.
That's kind of grown. Yeah,
He's
he's added that to his game.
You've got a bona fide scorer in Jordan Castor, but he doesn't have to be the scorer. And he's fine kicking the ball out and letting his boys do some work. And I guess when we were in December and some of these city matchups were happening, we didn't realize at the time. We just thought it was good basketball and teams that are pretty good. We didn't realize at the time that these are some of the best teams in Class A. Now we can realize it, and you almost wish that those games could get replayed. Now, and maybe we'll get that. Maybe we'll get that in the postseason.
Maybe get a little district play going there.
Last one for me.
Go ahead,
Kev. You're right there in the middle of it with the hoop hype, and going to come down and watch Nebraska, Iowa wrestling, and baseball is getting started. Football is got spring ball around the corner. As Nebraska basketball fans get accustomed to this team being really good and having a chance to make a run in March, do you get, or do you feel, or do you hear kind of the sport on sport within the same university crime that kind of I do in the social media sphere, where it's either a volleyball state or give all the money to basketball, or why can't sport X do it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you hear that right there in the middle of where you're at?
All the time.
Is that not weird, or is that normal?
It is. It is, but I think it's changing a little bit just because, the basketball bandwagon continues to grow by the game, and so there are some folks that are jumping on the tail end. They're hanging on the bumper right now because it's so full.
Ouch.
That it's true. I mean, people are jumping on, and, some of my neighbors are now talking basketball. I didn't even know that they knew who Fred Hoiberg was. But here they are cheering on this team. And those folks really don't care about the football, the volleyball, the basketball, the wrestling. It's just like, oh, there's a good team locally. Let's check them out and let's kind of join in on the fun. It's the people that I think are, the tried and true Nebraska basketball fans that have watched this team struggle through some of the Big 8 years, and then the beginning of in the Big 12, and then the beginning of the Big 10 era, and some of the challenging seasons. I think maybe there's some jealousy. Like, no, like I have a little bit more clout as a Nebraska basketball fan because I endured, some of the years and some of the heartaches and the 30-point losses at Ohio State. How dare you just jump right on? But then you also want them because it's so fun. You want everybody to be a part of it. And plus they're helping fill Pinnacle Bank Arena, and the home court advantage is very noticeable for Nebraska. So I think that it's an interesting conversation. I just feel like the long time, a little bit scarred Nebraska basketball fans that are truly enjoying this season because of the context of what the program has been in the past. It's almost like, no, you got to earn your stripes, and you had to go through the initiation to truly be a Nebraska basketball fan.
That is Kevin Suits, 1011 News in Lincoln. Kevin, appreciate the time always.
Can I ask one more random? Because
you said it was your last one. So
I'm sorry. One more. This is really dumb, Kevin. A lot of people like the popcorn at Lincoln Lutheran. I'm sure you've had a handful or two. If you had, I think the other day was National Popcorn Day. What's your go-to popcorn? Is it what's your go-to?
Like the best concession stand popcorn,
or like cheese or caramel or anything like that.
I like straight up popcorn. You got to be able to just do normal popcorn for us to win my heart. We're not doing cheese and none of that stuff. We got to go straight up.
You purist.
Okay.
He's if they can't make a cheese pizza, I'm not going there, guy. That's what it sounds like.
I will say Lincoln Lutheran has good popcorn. The best concession stand in our Lincoln area is Raymond Central. Malcolm's pretty good too. Raymond Central. The soft pretzel is like melt in your mouth. It's fresh. It's amazing. They have good popcorn too, but I can't get the popcorn there because they've got the pretzel. So Raymond Central concession stands, amazing.
I'd have to pit them against Roncalli. I think Roncalli has no peers here locally.
You're not even a soft pretzel guy.
I'm not, but I can appreciate fresh food.
All right. All right,
I've
Kevin.
heard, like I know Roncalli, Mountain Michael. Those are two places in the Omaha area that are like you got to do it.
It bugs me to say this because he's sitting next to me, Kevin. Millard North is pretty good too. They've got good variety.
Ooh.
Millard North's pretty good.
Good at everything. I don't know what to tell you.
Jeez.
Even the concessions.
Kevin, appreciate the time. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Kev.
All right, see you, boys.
You want a throwback to Lincoln basketball? Don't forget about my guy Tyler Bullock either.
Oh, I'm a big Bullock guy.
Lincoln North Star.
My favorite to come out of there is probably I'm a big Alton Mason guy. But
Okay.
that's late 90s.
Yeah, that's a little before.
And that
when I was paying
Northeast
attention.
was a wagon.
Yeah, they were. That was what they won, like 4 straight?
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
They wagon.
Yeah, that was a squad.
That's when they enjoyed coming in.
There
the
was
Metro and just
a
giving it to OPS.
Was it AJ Hahn? There was a Hahn that was
Yeah.
really good on those
Yeah.
teams too. We'll be right back with.
It wasn't AJ.
AJ was younger. It was the
Yeah.
one. It was the older
Yeah.
one. I played with the youngest one, Ty, a little bit.
There you go.
Yeah, he spent
Nice pull.
He had a little cup of coffee at NCC.
Oh, he could shoot. He could score the basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. He went to Pacific, didn't he? The older one. There you go. We'll talk a little more hoops with Matt DeMarinis from White and Blue Review coming up next here on Hurrdat Sports Live.
Hey, he's one of our most important players because of everything he brings to the table. He quarterbacks our defense from that position. Obviously, he's become a much better facilitator this year as the season has gone on, and then he scores the ball in a lot of different ways, and he's doing it kind of with one arm. So he hasn't missed much practice time as a result, and I'm just really proud of the way that he's competed and has put us in a position to have chances to be successful. Yeah, I mean they need a little time off after Wednesday, so we'll take Thursday, Friday off, and then get back at it on Saturday. But it's an opportunity to work on ourselves, and we were able to do that on Sunday as well this week. Generally, you don't get many of those opportunities this time of year, so we needed that, and we'll take advantage of it again on Saturday of next week.
I mean, their size, first off, you got Steinbach, who's one of the best players in the league as a freshman, and then Kepnong down low is just another monster in there. And then they have so many talented guys with Diallo. Clyde obviously got hurt, but then you have Yates coming back from injury, and we know he can get going. He killed us last year when he played for USC. So it's a super talented team. They're tough and they're well coached, so it's going to be a challenge just like every night in the Big Ten. Yeah, I feel like I've kind of gotten to a pretty good routine, just knowing how to listen to my body. So if you have an off day, you got to take it, and especially if you play a lot of minutes the previous day. So I've gotten pretty good at just listening to how my body feels so I can give it time to recover, and that's the main thing. You just have to have time, and we won't have an off day, but it'll be an easier day after Washington, so you have to still take it lighter and just make sure you don't overdo it to where you can still be fresh for the most important times.
Oh, yeah, I think we responded good. You know, we had a tough film session on Sunday, and we got to bounce back. We know this is an important one that we got to get, so I think we've been locked in. Yeah, you know, I feel like our first possession defense has been good, but we haven't been able to get the rebound as much as we'd like. And if we can do that and push the pace and transition, we can wear teams out, and it'll help our offensive game as well. Yeah, you know, they're a way different team since we played them last time. They have a couple guys that have been scoring the ball really well, and yeah, they're pushing the ball in transition, so it's going to be a really fast-paced game, and we need this one, so we got to be locked in like we've been every other game.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
As a coach, you want to know what's going to happen when you put a player on the floor. And with some of our new guys in particular, that hasn't necessarily always been the case. So, you know, you end up trying things. And really, you know, Austin's, you know, his turnaround in the season came because we weren't playing well at all against Nebraska, and we threw him out there. And he did some good things. And I think those things gave him some confidence and maybe motivated him to practice a little harder and pay a little bit more closer attention to detail in practice. And we did that. All of a sudden, he started stacking good days and great things happened.
Welcome back. Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are joined now by Matt DeMARINIS from the White and Blue Review. Matty D, what's going on, buddy?
Well, your UTAN number is still calling me, so that's weird. But you know, you're all right. How are you?
Hey, look, we can't control. You've listened to us long enough. You know we have zero control over that other guy.
Bro, it's still calling me right now. It's like, man.
Shane, quit calling him.
He just throws his hands up in the air. He's like, "What can I do?" Do you understand now why your bestie over here is always so mean to him?
Yeah, I get it. I was like, I woke up this morning too, and I was like, I didn't get my alert or whatever that you send off from your socials.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, did I sleep through the whole day or something? And I checked the graphic, and I wasn't on it. I was like, what is going on?
Oh, we finally get to blame Sasha for something. I think that's her doing, isn't it?
I don't think she makes the graphics. I think she just posts them.
Doesn't she do the ads?
I have no idea.
I'm just looking for her to finally do something wrong.
My theory is I've been team so long, I'm just Matt from Grand Island now, so I'm not even like important enough.
Wow.
We're just gonna bring you up on the like we have Derek from Alliance, it's Matt from Grand Island. Which you need to get the hell up out of there, man. I'm just saying.
Stuff like that. I'm one of those people now. Yeah.
Hey, so I'm gonna get this out of the way early because I give Ravi a hard time about not stretching himself enough with his basketball viewing pleasures. We had lost you for a little bit yesterday, and you're like, "Oh, hey, sorry, I was watching Xavier and Creighton women's," and I was like, "Only you could get away with that." People just moved right along. If I would have said that, I'd have got some crewing or rowing or bowling.
That's not true.
Yeah.
No, because
they're definitely afraid to go against you, Matty.
Because it was local. If it had been local, you hit me with Pac-12 rowing.
One time.
There's nothing local. You also hit me with so I was watching this replay of the 1991 NBA All-Star game, and I was like, what are you talking about? It's local, and that's his job. Of course he was watching Creighton women's basketball. That makes sense.
Do you see why we get along so well, Matty?
I have more time on my hands than I ever have in my life right now, so that's one reason. But I don't know. I feel like I've always been that kind of weird dude who will watch sports no one else will watch. So, BB, I'm with you on that one.
Did you watch?
So.
Yeah, he's still interested in the second round at 2 a.m. tonight for the Australian Open.
Did you see Jao Fonseca got upset? Unbelievable.
Yeah. This guy's worthless in the chat because he's up at 2 a.m. watching the Australian Open. Hey, did you
had a really
did you
impressive
watch
outing
any of
yesterday.
Kansas and Colorado last night, Maddie?
No, I saw none of that.
All right, so you're obviously super familiar with Peterson. Robbie's got a couple of hot takes about comparing DeBanza to Peterson. Is he all wet or what?
I think Peterson's super nice. I'm not like I see what people are talking about with DeBanza, and obviously he's had some ridiculous games, but I don't know where I fit on who should be number one and all that right now. I think it's really tough because I think there's when you stack that group together, it's weird that they're all that good, while being that different from each other. Do you know what I'm saying?
I would agree.
Yeah.
Stylistically, they just don't do it the same way.
I also want to make it clear, I was talking about to help your team win a national title, not number one overall NBA draft pick. So that was the context.
I don't even know what the take is. What is it?
My take was I think DeBanza has a better chance of leading his team to a national title with the way he plays than like Peterson would with the way he plays.
Ooh.
I know, right?
I don't know if I would agree with that.
All right.
At first blush, I don't either. I think it's kind of wild because one guy is much more apt to go Carmelo Anthony Syracuse than the other.
Yeah, I think.
I don't even know if that's debatable, is it, Ravi?
I think the Carmelo Anthony, not the comparison is debatable. I think the Carmelo Anthony Syracuse model isn't the most likely to get you a national championship. I understand that. I'm saying he was an outlier, Matthew.
Oh, 1 for 1.
Full government?
My point is I think you're more likely to, like, in the Kemba Walker type of mold, and I think DeBanza can put his fingerprints on a game in more ways than Peterson can. That's my argument.
You just like to be different sometimes. I'm not.
My favorite delivery from you is when you think something is so ridiculous, you don't even really acknowledge it. It's a little T.O.-ish.
It's like the long pause, and then it's just
it's a little Coach Osborne-ish. I'm not gonna kid you.
When you guys have these, well, sometimes you guys say things, and I just have to think about it for a second. So I'll file that away. So I won't say wrong right now, but I will come back at you later. Like DB, one that I almost hit you guys up at like 12:30 last night because Baylor got stomped.
Mollywop by Tech. Yeah, I was enjoying that.
Stomped. Yeah.
At home.
Had a take that Baylor was really going to go through it in the Big 12, and we kind of just dismissed it. You know, like they're Scott Drew will get them right. You know what I mean? They're getting whipped like nightly. So DB low-key had a good take on that one.
Dude, he's had 12 new guys.
Yeah, they're spiraling.
And I only watch them, as you know, because you've known me for a while now, just to be right. Like that's
yeah. Yeah, you're like put it on them.
So, by the way, did you see Jefferson had another double-double for Iowa State last night? I feel like he's the most overlooked of the college guys right now that is really a stat sheet stuffer. No disrespect to Kingston Flemings at Houston, who
I like Kingston a lot.
Listen, he's top 5 NBA. Write it down.
I like Kingston a lot.
Dude, Houston is legit. I
know.
You saw Jefferson full time again, real time against Creighton. He was easily the best player on the floor.
Yeah. I feel like Iowa State, and I felt like this for a couple of weeks. I know they took some lumps in that Cincinnati loss, isn't pretty, but I feel like they're the most under-talked about elite team in the country right now. Like, I never hear about them. No one's posting their clips. No one's gassing them up, and they're just like doing their thing. And they have 2 guys, I think, Milan and Jefferson, who are absolute nightmares. Matchup wise,
I think Lipsey's a menace. If he was healthier last year down the stretch, Iowa State's different.
He's like a Wolverine. He is just like relentless. Yeah. I love that squad. I don't think they're getting talked about enough in terms of, everyone's like, oh, Michigan and, then there's like, oh, what's Duke? And then like, oh, what's wrong with Kansas? Like everybody's asking about like, the popular teams or whatever. And Iowa State isn't in that class, but man, they're good. Holy crap, are they good.
And they can turn your lights out too. Where are they offensive efficiency was?
Offensive efficiency, they're 11th.
See, do you think that number's better than the country thinks?
100%.
Gotta be,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Watch what they did. They went into Mackey and just like carved up Purdue. Carved them.
Yeah, we were talking about that game. What was your – so I think the segue to that conversation, you go, what's happening at Mackey right now? Like that was the text.
Yeah. That was shocking. It was like, okay. That was where you're like, okay, I know Iowa State's good, but damn, I was like maybe we're underappreciating how good they are.
Let me start in the Big East because, Ravi still won't give Shaheen Holloway any credit. So who's the second best team in the Big East?
God, that is such a tough question. I mean, it's probably Villanova because of, they've beaten Seton Hall on the road and they don't have that many losses. But then, like,
then you watched them play Creighton and you're like,
Yeah, and then they also lost St. John. Like, St. John's has a pretty high ceiling in terms of their ability to put it on you. We've seen Creighton go into Villanova and win, go into Seton Hall and
and you saw it not only with Villanova, you saw Creighton limit their best player, who I was hyping up half the season. Didn't even get up. Normally he gets up more three. He was completely neutralized against Creighton.
Yeah, I don't know if you put if you make me have to pick one, I'm probably going to go with St. John's because they probably talent-wise they should be, I guess. So I figure over the long haul that wins out, I would say. Double round robin and all that. But man, they also have the Providence. Like, there's just like, I don't know. I feel like UConn's on a tier of its own, even though they're not perfect. And then I feel like, I don't know. It just depends on how often that number 2 team can play its A game on a given night. You know what I mean? That'll shake out that will be how number 2 shakes out, I guess.
Do you feel like UConn can win a national championship?
Oh yeah, personnel wise for sure, and obviously we know Hurley's got the coaching acumen to do it. So like, yeah.
Is it weird to question their toughness with him?
Is there what?
Is it weird to question their toughness, even though it's a Hurley coach team?
No, because they've had a few teams where that's fair. Certainly last year they really took a step back in that area. I mean, when Jasen Green dropped 17 on them in the Garden in the semifinals of the Big East tournament, the whole arena could hear Hurley cussing them out in the locker room. So like, yeah, they've had a few of those teams before, so it's not. I don't know. I don't know if they're a little bored right now because their non-con was such a bear. That could be some of it,
Yeah.
Did you watch the team across the, wherever they practice in Gino's squad? They don't really care who they're playing. They're going to come out and work you over.
So they're just going to win by 25 every night out, or is that going to come to an end? Or
I was thinking more 45, but yeah, they're dominating right now. Their defense is so relentless too, because Kim Adams, Fox Sports analyst, was doing. I guess she's an everything analyst, honestly. She was doing their halftime studio gig or whatever. She said, "What's UConn's points per game off turnovers this season?" And I just did the math. It was 35.3. 35.3 points per game off of turnovers.
That doesn't even sound right.
That doesn't even sound like it should be a real number, but that's what they're doing. They've had, I think they outscored DePaul 52-0 in points off turnovers when they played them. Like, what? Their pressure is just unbelievable. So, and then Sarah Strong is like probably the best player in college basketball on either side.
I think Ravi, he's still rolling his eyes that you and I were going back and forth over her on the group text. He blamed it on he blamed it on tennis, but
it's fine. You guys can go back and forth on whatever. I just may not have a lot to add.
She's incredible. I'm gonna get back to so we're gonna slot this thing. We're gonna go UConn, St. John.
Okay.
Give me 3-4 because with Creighton's schedule coming up, I mean, every loss outside of probably who you're going to name is going to be a bad loss. So that's the tough thing about navigating the conference schedule going forward.
You know, it's funny because Providence, I feel like, is so talented. I just cannot understand why they lose. 3-4. I'll go Seton Hall because I think if you have a defense that travels and just an identity in that regard, I think you can win a lot of games that even maybe you shouldn't. So I'm going to give Seton Hall the benefit of the doubt on that one, even though Villanova's got, like, that's what I mean. The Villanova Seton Hall Creighton mix up is like they've all gotten each other already. So it's weird. I would put Villanova 4th and then Creighton 5th in that category. Just because I don't think Creighton has an identity defensively, and I also don't think they have necessarily the personnel to be really good on that end of the floor. I think they just have to be, you know, scrappy and really in tune in their scouting report principles, whatever it is on that given night, to have a chance. Because, I mean, it's just, personnel-wise, they just don't have the size to protect the rim. You know, Jasen Green playing with one arm and doing all he can. Josh Dix is a guy that can, you know, shut somebody's water off. We've proven that now. But outside of that, like, there's just not a lot of impact guys defensively. So they really have to be sharp, and that's been an issue, especially consistency-wise. So
that's interesting. Where three-quarters of your remaining schedule, like any loss is going to be almost any loss is going to be a bad loss.
Yeah, I mean, it starts with tonight too. Like you're playing a team that you housed by 40 in their own gym. But they can also get you because, like, they're really talented offensively. So we could see a shootout tonight that goes the other way, where Xavier flips, you know, a 45 to 50-point result back to back. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird that you get that in the same season where you beat a team by 40 and then they have the ability to get you back within the same time frame. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what this matchup is tonight. You know, I mean, both teams are really, really good offensively, and both have the ability to give up huge numbers defensively as well. So it's a really intriguing matchup from that standpoint. Also, it's big for Creighton in this regard because their bye week is coming up and it's their last one of the season. They're coming off the Providence loss where they didn't have their best player and they still beat you. So, you know, it's a big – if Creighton has any hope of, you know, making it to the tournament, they're not dead yet. Their metrics are still within range. If they get hot, they can get a bid kind of thing. But they got to win the night, and they have to go into that bye week, and they have to tinker with some things and sharpen up some things and figure out who they're going to be the second half of the season personnel-wise. And then they have to roll the ball out in Milwaukee when they come back on the other side of the bye week and get that thing rolling, you know, in the right direction consistently. It's kind of funny that this matchup is because that's where their season kind of changed from a hope standpoint, I guess, was when they went to Xavier, beat them senseless, and then beat Marquette pretty badly in Omaha too. It kind of got the ball rolling for them. So it's funny that they're at this point of the season now where they have a setback at Providence, a game they should have won, and now they have Xavier, Marquette back-to-back again with a bye week in between to get themselves figured out a little bit and shore up some things to kind of set up the second half of their season. So this is a big, big game tonight.
Matt, when you're looking at what has led Creighton to this point in their season. You kind of mentioned this a little bit in an answer in one of your answers a minute ago. Like, do you go back all the way to the offseason in the roster construction, or do you look at this team and say, hey, there was a version of this that does work better if maybe you get the Owen Freeman you thought you were getting? Like, have you started to try and pinpoint where you think it has gone wrong up to this point?
I'm trying. I mean, if I'm ranking the things that I think set it back.
Yeah, give me your top three. Give me a 1, 2, 3.
I mean, the Owen Freeman injury is probably a bigger deal than people are, because I see what people are saying about him, you know, online and everything.
Yeah, he's getting killed.
I mean, think about I know there weren't catastrophic injuries, but he missed the second half of the season at Iowa. Okay, so he was on ice there. And with a finger injury, it's not like you're doing non-contact stuff. You can't even play, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then he gets right, and he starts doing some summer stuff, and then he hurts his knee and has to have surgery. So basically, you're talking about 2 injuries that prohibited him from doing any basketball stuff, like anything with a ball in his hands. From February until when was he cleared? September, October. So you're talking about 7 to 6-7 months without doing anything basketball wise. You're just like absolutely killing all your skill development work and anything you can do training wise. You're just trying to stay conditioned, you know what I mean? And as much as you possibly can. So I think that knocked him out of his rhythm more than anybody's willing to give him credit for. And not to mention he's in a new team now, new system, new principles. You're talking about continuity and chemistry with a new roster, a new set of teammates. And I just don't think he's ever been able to get his footing or his rhythm. Now, some of that at this point is on him, but we can't dismiss those factors either, in my opinion. So that's my take on where that first went sideways, because when you're talking about replacing a Ryan Kalkbrenner type of player, the generational presence in your program that was there for so long and your identity, both offensively and defensively, was shaped around him for so long that you didn't have to wonder who you were every single day for 5 years, 4 years. You just had to put pieces together around it and sharpen things up around it because you knew who you were supposed to be. I don't think this team has ever figured out who they're supposed to be. And I think that is why we see the kind of roller coaster ride of performances this season where you're like, oh, you know what I mean? So that's a big one. That's number one. That would be on a tier of its own, honestly. Jasen Green had an awesome summer and awesome offseason and really a really good start to the season too. And so his injury is a factor because he's doing all he can, honestly. Like he makes that offense go pretty much at a point forward who can score around the rim like that and stretch the floor. Like that's big time for Creighton. That helps them be as good as they are offensively to offset the issues on the other end of the floor. And then the biggest one, obviously, is Jasen McAndrew because, that foot injury creeped up on him probably like the first official practice. I think is when he first heard it, if I'm not mistaken. And he kind of just battled through it all camp. And you kind of had up and down camp performance-wise because of it. But when he was up, he was All-American up. So losing him was huge because he's probably your best NBA prospect on the roster. And he's the guy who can, he was developing his game to score around the basket more and score off the bounce more, in addition to the lights-out shooting. And he also, I know he wasn't known for his defense last year, and it probably isn't the thing you're going to talk about, but 6'10" with that wingspan, he had an ability to impact the game defensively, especially closer to the basket. And that's just what they're really, really missing right now. It's kind of like an open highway to the rim, and they just have to kind of hope Jasen Green's vertical walls are good enough to deter shots. That's their best chance right now. So, yeah, the Jackson McAndrew injury is massive. No one even talks about it anymore because it happened so long ago, and it's been out of sight, out of mind for so long. But that one was huge. In addition to the Freeman train never really getting rolling because of all the injuries he went through, and then Jasen Green obviously being hampered as well. So like, there's just it feels like every time they get a step forward, there is a setback of something that they can't control. Whether it's Hudson Greer plays well, then he gets hurt. Jasen McAndrew out for the year. Owen Freeman never really getting into a rhythm. Jasen dealing with the injury. Like there's been a lot of things that have been thrown at them from an uncontrollable standpoint that have kind of thrown them off tracks for a team that didn't have a big margin for error in the first place, maybe.
All right. So Ravi went, I'm going to jump to the Big Ten here. Ravi went Nebraska, Michigan, Michigan State, Purdue, Illinois, top 5. Start there. Agree, disagree, why? And then how does that rank with where you see the best teams in college basketball sitting?
Am I doing best teams right now or?
Yeah, so start with your top 5 in the Big Ten, because it'll give me a good gauge on what you think about Nebraska for the second question, which is nationally.
Okay. Michigan, Purdue, Nebraska, Illinois, Michigan State is where I have it.
Okay. Michigan, Purdue, Nebraska, Illinois, Michigan State.
Yes.
Okay, Nebraska's beat Illinois and Michigan State. They have Purdue and Michigan obviously coming up. Where do you think that puts Nebraska nationally?
2 seed ceiling, 3 seed floor, 4 seed floor.
4's the floor?
I think high 4 is like the first 4.
So that would be, that's top 15 probably, right, for you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That feels right.
Yeah. I think that's who they are. Because, I think they're going to lose the second half of the season. I think they'll probably lose, 3 or 4 or 5 times. But I don't think it's going to change how good they are at all. It's just because their schedule's going to get harder.
Yeah, that's interesting. You're pretty emphatic. You're like top 15. That's just who they are.
They're just operating on. They remind me of the 2020 Creighton team when that team obviously Nebraska hasn't lost yet, so it's not quite apples to apples. But they had in the non-con they were down at half big against Oklahoma and came back and won a shootout at the Pentagon, and that Kansas State game went down to the very last possession. I don't think they were as good as they are now in the non-conference. I think they've gotten a lot better, just because their confidence is up, and then Jamarcus Lawrence has played at a really high level since conference play started.
He's been,
there's a lot of guys who kind of are more comfortable in their roles right now, and when that happens, and you have a team that's really unselfish like they are, the sky is the limit, honestly, because basketball you don't always need the best run and jump athletes to be a really good basketball team. You just got to be on the same page. That carries you pretty far. So even though they don't look like the most athletic bunch in the world, they're on a string, on offense, defense. There is no question about who should be where and who should be doing what. They're really impressive. They remind me of the 2020 Creighton team, because when that team got rolling, they had Christian Bishop at center. They were undersized everywhere. Their best lineup was 5 guards. And they just ripped through the whole world. They turned themselves into after they got beat by 30 at San Diego State, and then by the end of the year they were a 2 seed projected to play in St. Louis, before COVID shut down the whole world. So that's what Nebraska feels like to me right now. They're just absolutely on a roll right now, and I don't think it's fluky. I think they all I think they like each other. I think they play well together. I think they complement each other skill-wise. The personnel does, and that's why they haven't picked up yet. And if people think, I know that the Tractors are looking at their schedule going, "Oh, here comes the free fall," because it's going to get a lot harder. Like, they can win in Michigan, absolutely, absolutely.
Yep.
That's going to be like personnel-wise, matchup-wise. If you go across the board, they're like, you want to check off more of Michigan's boxes than Nebraska's, but the way Nebraska plays, they're not going to be like, they're not going to roll into any gym. I don't care who the team is. I don't care how talented they are. No one's going to dog walk Nebraska this year. Like, they're going to have a dogfight on their hands every single time they play Nebraska. So at worst, their floor is like, you're going to have to fight for your life to beat them, and their ceiling is you're probably going to get beat by 20.
So let me ask you. So Matty, I got this from like the Peyton Sanford early talk. I said, this is probably a handful of games in. I said, the deceptive thing about, I said Peyton Price, is his length. He has long arms. He doesn't look like it. It's pretty, it's very deceptive. And it brought in the whole length versus height thing. When you're playing college basketball now, it's 2025, 2026. Sometimes they coexist. Are you taking length or are you taking height?
That's an interesting question. I mean, I feel like with length, you can, if you have some kind of a
like look at Josh Dick's arms. He has pretty good length. Not elite height. He's got really good length though.
Right. So that's what I mean. I'm just comparing Josh and Price in my mind's eye right now, and I'm just thinking, like, think about the angles you can create if you know what you're doing out there, as opposed to just being, tall and can take over, like, vertically, blessed, I guess, if you will. I would probably lean length, I guess, because I think the angles you could create if you know what you're doing and you have a basketball acumen would probably offset, any type of defender who has some height on you, I guess, because you can. I mean, I think leverage and low man principles. You talk about them more in football, but I think they work in basketball too. So I would go length. Where would you be?
I'm a length guy. I'm definitely. I see it more I see it with DBs, and it helps me when I look at guys defend on the perimeter. With the Twins, I was watching I was watching Houston last night, and I'm thinking, oh man, that's arms. That's like length. I see it with, and I think DBs will be the same.
Yeah. That's a good comp when you think about position impact or whatever. Because look, here's what I'm going back. I go back to if you look at the end of the Georgetown game. Obviously, Austin Schwartz hit some big shots, right? And that's what people are that's what they got hung up on in terms of how Creighton won that game. But actually, it started on the defensive end when Josh Dix was on Malik Mack. Now, none of us would argue that Josh Dix is a quicker player than Malik Mack, right? Mm-hmm. We're agreeing on that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Malik has speed on him, right? But because Josh can play low and use his length, Matt could not get by him. Like, he couldn't even get to his spot because Josh had the length to, affect the ball and move his feet to stay in front of him. Like, the length helped him offset Mack's speed advantage. And he never could get anywhere he needed to get to initiate Georgetown's offense, and that's why they couldn't score down the stretch. So, I think length offsets the speed and height intangible. So I would probably take that over height.
All right.
I'm with you on
that. Last one for me nationally. I feel like I kind of know because we talk about it so much, but give me your top 5 teams in the country. I won't even commit you to, or you can go order. You have some conviction. Yeah, you might. Are you going in order?
No, I don't think I'm confident in it.
Okay.
I think Arizona is a top 5 team. I think UConn's a top 5 team. I think Iowa State's a top 5 team. I think Michigan's A game is top 5. And where would I put a 5th team?
I'll give you a couple of choices in case it's an oversight.
You know which one I hate, but I want to say, but you're going to love it?
Houston?
Is Illinois. No, Illinois.
No, I feel like one of these years I'm going to be right about Illinois.
Those are his boys.
Knock it off.
I hate to say so too, because like I know how you are, but I think their ceiling is really high. I don't think they're a top 5. Like I don't think they've had a top 5 season right now, but like that they might be by the end of it. Florida's looking really good too. Like that's not an easy one to peg. There's probably like 10 teams that could be in the top 5 right now.
So where's Houston? Where's Houston for you?
I think they're getting right. I wasn't in love with them in the non-con as a national title contender, but I think they're starting to look like one more and more.
Okay,
Houston's probably in the Illinois category where like they don't belong in the top 5 conversation right now.
What?
But would you be shocked personnel-wise if they are by the end of it, based on how they, just how they stack up? I wouldn't.
All right, where is Florida for you?
They're right there. They're probably on the cusp of being, that 5th team that I didn't list, I guess.
What's the difference for you between UConn and Duke? Because you didn't say either one.
No, I said UConn.
Oh yeah, you did say UConn.
Yeah, Hurley probably.
Okay.
But yeah, Duke. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just don't ever love the way Duke plays, man. I've been like this forever. I have never loved Duke's style of basketball. I just don't know why. I just think I'm surprised they haven't won more for how much talent they've acquired over the years.
Yeah,
they're a weird one for me. I'd probably be a Duke hater if you listen to the way I talk about Duke. I'm not a Duke hater, but I probably would sound like one because I'm surprised that they just the generational players they put in those uniforms and have not reached the mountaintop with is like same way with California, Kentucky with me. Like I think they've underachieved. It's weird to say that because they've been
and for a Carolina guy, I probably like Duke most than the national critics. For once.
Yeah, you're more measured. I mean, we understand why you want them to lose, but yeah, you're not dishonest about it. About who they are.
Yeah, I actually think they're pretty good. Now they have some holes. They do. Perimeter defense, I'm not sure. He's tough. It's but they're pretty good.
I think I would comfortably pick the 4 teams I listed over Duke, I think.
All right, can BYU get there for you?
No.
So you're only at you have the smallest number. You're a 6'7" guy.
They're two. Don't do that.
Right?
I've been in the house sports.
Oh, I don't mean 6'7". Okay. Let's say you're a 7 or 8-ish guy.
There you go. Thank you.
Is that better?
Yeah, that was better. Yeah, I think in terms of teams that can win a national championship, that's what you're asking me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's is really good, but I would be shocked if they won a national championship this year. So like they're like in my top 10, 15 comfortably, but I don't think they're one of the 5 or 6, 7 teams that can win a title.
Do you like Arkansas or Alabama?
No.
I
mean, I like them. I don't.
Do you like Louisville?
No. None of those teams can shut your water off.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm just getting a feel for what you're kind of gravitating towards.
I feel like a national title contender has to be able to win several ways, not one way. You know what I mean? They can't because if you make them uncomfortable, you can beat you like that. How do they win? Essentially, that goes back to what I said about Creighton. Like that's Creighton does Creighton have multiple ways to win? I'm not sure.
Do they have
So,
singular ways to win?
And
that's the real question.
The tournament, I think they have to figure out a way to win multiple ways. Like right now, I just think they have to outscore you.
All right, can I stretch you because I know you're an NFL fan? How disappointed, or would you have liked to see a potential McDaniel, DeMeco Ryans deal now that McDaniel's going to join Harbaugh with the Chargers?
I did not think the offensive sequencing in terms of play calling and system was a problem for the Texans this year. And I'm also really apprehensive about giving Stroud another OC. Like he's had, you know what I mean? I think you need to just be who you are and figure out what your identity is most apt right now for you. Because I still think there's a good quarterback in there somewhere, even though I just don't think he knows what he is right now. Like, that defense is so good. Do you need to be a high-risk offense where CJ's arm talent makes these, highlight reel plays, but then you also have to live with his kind of, danger zone decision-making? Or do you have to put an offensive line together that can just ball control the crap out of you and, bleed you out while the defense tears your head off, essentially? I think that's what Houston needs to answer this offseason. I don't think an OC change is going to be good for them. They've had too many already. They're too far into their tenure with this nucleus that if they switch up OCs again, I think it's just going to be the same thing.
Is there a coach you don't want going to either Baltimore or Pittsburgh that you think is even a legit threat to Houston's prowess?
I mean, I don't think it's going to happen anymore, but McDaniel in Baltimore would have kind of scared me a little bit.
It's amazing what a hot commodity he was.
I know it's crazy that he's probably not going to be a head coach. That's interesting that he's probably going the OC route.
All right, buddy.
I don't know what the missing link in Baltimore is, because I still feel like they should have. I mean, I don't understand. I don't know what Harbaugh is like behind the scenes that it went that way. I was surprised he got fired. Were you? I don't know.
No, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
The 3 playoff wins in the last 8 years. I don't know. I'm glad. And Pittsburgh had really good success out of them in the last 15 times they'd seen them. So I obviously hope that continues, but we'll see.
Yeah. Is Ravi still there? Where'd he go?
He knew this ahead of time because he and I had this conversation a month ago, but he's just getting to the fact that Trae Taylor's moving to Omaha.
Oh.
So he is completely distracted.
I saw that.
Well, I'm distressed.
I'll tell you why, Maddie, after, but
I'm distressed.
Listen, nothing. Yeah. I'll fill you in, Maddie.
No worries.
All right, buddy.
I was just wondering, he was kind of like something was wrong.
No, I don't care about your Houston Texans first and foremost. That'll be a big part of it.
All right,
Maddie. They put on their head this year, so I understand.
All right, buddy. Be well.
All right, guys. Thanks. See you later.
I'm tired of teams taking my assistant coaches.
Are you?
First and foremost, you got Salah's gone, DeMeco's gone, McDaniel's gone. I'm tired of, if you just leave me some assistant coaches, I would appreciate that. Just anybody. That'd be nice. That's all I want. Just leave me some assistant coaches.
You going to be okay?
No, I'm not going to be okay.
Lock them up.
Not going to be okay.
Why?
Well, you know why. I blame you for this.
You seem very hurt right now. You gotta be okay.
People would actually think I was a good guy.
That's not it.
This was fully within our control.
Yeah, that's why I'm mad at you about it. If you haven't heard, it appears Trae Taylor is transferring to Millard South, moving into the state of Nebraska to play his high school football here as a senior. Positive on the note that he'll be here for all the recruits. And I don't understand when people are like, oh, this means he's going. Like, no, he's moving to Nebraska, guys. I don't know what that means. But he is apparently going to play for the Millard South Patriots, which is the part that I don't like. I like that he's moving to Nebraska. I like that he's all in for the state.
I think Millard South should say thank you.
I think Millard South.
Much like two of the other guys that they used to beat us.
I would not like it. I'd like it a lot better if he was playing anywhere with Millard South.
Got a couple hurdles to cross, but his dad, it was well thought out, as you know.
I would much prefer he play for anybody but Millard South, but
Don't matter to me.
That's my issue.
At some point, I think maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's not important. We'll tell the backstory.
Okay. I mean, I think it'd be interesting.
Is that fair?
Yeah, I think there's a lot that went into this. I like the idea behind the move, right? Be closer to Nebraska, be here to help peer recruit, be involved in as close to the staff as possible. Like, obviously, he's showing he's all in for the university and for the state. I'm here for that. All of that's positive. Could have gone literally anywhere else. That'd be cool. Just anywhere else. There's a lot of nice Lincoln schools, Trey. You can move to Lincoln. That'd be nice, A lot of nice schools in Lincoln.
Does this further make you more upset at me as you were a month ago?
Yeah.
Really?
100%.
I don't think it's fair, but
well, I mean, we could talk about it.
You know why?
I do know why. I think it's not a good enough reason.
It's fine.
I mean, your priorities are different than mine. That's okay.
Oh, shoot.
It is. We care about different things. It's all right. Yeah, like listen, there's a lot of, you could have lived in Lincoln, Trey. You could have, done anything. Millard North would have been cool. Nobody would, you look good in, in that blue and the silver helmets, would have been nice. Lots of options that aren't Millard South.
You could just say,
what?
Hey, man, I got a lot of respect for you, DB. Like, you could just say that.
I don't know if that's the word I would use.
What do you call it?
I think I would call it what I called it. I think we have different priorities.
Ravi.
Oh, boy.
I think we care about different things, and that's okay. But your priorities have hurt me in this situation.
It's not going to be like you think. We'll be fine.
No, they have hurt me personally.
No, I understand.
Trey says on Twitter, this decision was not taken lightly. I'll be living in Lincoln, commuting to Omaha, so any chance I'm allowed to be in the facilities, I'll be there. Kind of a redshirt year at a slower pace. 2, I don't want to miss a single recruit that comes in. None of this is possible without my coach. He adds his coach from Corsair and giving me the green light to go be great. Nothing but love. And, of course, Corsair teammates, my progress was faster because of you. Thank you, Corsair's community. Also, a really nice job of saying goodbye to his previous school there. Threw a nice little note on the internet. Just moving on to a different opportunity. Took a time to say thank you to the place he was leaving.
I love you.
It's a classy move at quarterback,
It is.
Is that in reference to something? Did I
No,
miss something?
I like it when people show some gratitude about places that gave them opportunities, I appreciate that about people, Like Shane, if you ever left, I think you would probably say like, hey, thank you, Hurrdat, for all the opportunities I had, right?
I can tell you exactly what I would say.
What's that? I would like to hear you sing, Shane. That'd be terrific.
Nah.
Oh,
you're not
boy.
a big singer? No? You don't
No.
want to sing over there, Shane?
No.
All right. Well, I thought you might.
I'll leave that up to Damon.
No, I think this is good for Nebraska. I think it's good for Nebraska. It's good for Trey. It's not good for Ravi. That's all right. I'll be okay. I'll be fine. I'm excited to see him play in person.
Do you know how hard this is for me to, what do you think I'm feeling right now?
I think you're mad at me.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand your vantage point. I just want to know if it's hard.
Yeah, it's a interesting position.
Yeah, for me.
I imagine I imagine so.
Josh, so there's a lot. And I can shoot Josh straight at some point.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
So
he says it's cool to commute.
The closest I've seen to doing this would be Kenya Hunter's son when he was in Lincoln, and I think he was commuting to, was it prep?
So there was
and I'm not sure how that.
This happened when I was in high school, or right when I got out.
Yeah. So this is Shane. This part right here. Carol, can you highlight the Carol Olson deal right here? I'm going to have you read this, Ravi.
Yeah.
Because I want to drop the hammer, and it takes everything I can to not. Can you read that, please?
It says, I love when fans think they know more than people who are involved in the athletic department and reporting it.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Knowing what you know?
100%, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's 100% fair.
Spot
on. I also... Yeah, I think there's way more that – I mean, I know there's way more that went into this than everything else. I am excited to get to see Trae in person, to see him play in person. I think that'll be good for the university. I think it'll be fun for University of Nebraska football fans. I don't know – if I'm being honest, I don't know how fun it'll be for Nebraska high school football fans.
Oh, it'll be super fun.
I think people that didn't enjoy the Millard South experience last year will not have a good time.
So we're just putting this on. We're just making this a Millard South thing.
That's the only reason I care. Like, I'm happy about every part of this equation except for the destination. Like, I'm glad he's coming here. I'm glad I'm going to get to watch him in person. I'm glad he's riding for the University of Nebraska and going to be here to peer recruit. I, as a Millard North grad, do not like that it's Millard South. But that's not because I think they're doing something shady. It's because
wait a minute, though. So
it's because I'm a Millard North guy. That's it.
He says this decision was not taken lightly. I'll be living in Lincoln, commuting to Omaha. So any chance I'm allowed in facilities, I'll be there. Kind of redshirt year at a slower pace. I don't want to miss a single recruit. Yada yada yada. None of this would be. Are we just putting? Oh, we're looking at the Rivals High School thing.
That
they said.
And Tom Loy says Trae Taylor told me.
Yeah.
So that's the part that I think we're connecting those two.
Yeah, I got you.
And his tweet is a quote tweet of that story of confirming saying Millard South. So I think people take that as confirmation. But no, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I care about the commuting because I don't. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I care about the transferring and the moving in. Like, I don't. I'm pro all of that. I just don't like that it's Millard South. As I think I think anybody that listens to me understands that and understands why. It's not like I have some axe to grind against Millard South. It's a Millard rivalry thing. That's it. There was a kid, though, and I can't remember his name. He played basketball for Central, and it was like 04, 05, 06.
Benny Valentine?
Bigger guy, like a forward type, 6'6". And he ended up transferring to North Star, but he didn't move there. Him and Bullock played together.
I know who you're talking about.
I can't remember his name. He's a good ball player.
Yeah.
He played for Central as like a sophomore, junior, and commuted to North Star as a senior to play with Tyler Bullock. So like this has happened before. So that doesn't move the needle for me at all. I don't care. If you played by the rules, you opt in, you enroll. I don't care where you live. You want to live. I went to school with kids at Millard North that lived in Iowa, and not like Council Bluffs. Like I knew somebody lived in Redwood. Is that the name of it? Redwood?
Red Oak.
Red Oak.
Yeah,
I was close. Tree, oak, wood, whatever. Like I knew a kid that lived in Glenwood. I was thinking Glenwood and Red Oak. I was combining them. I knew a kid that lived in Glenwood. I knew a kid that lived in Red Oak, and they drove in every day. Like I don't care about that at all. That's not what's moving the needle for me at all. I don't think that was necessarily the case for everybody that has played for Millard South in the last few years. That is what it is. They were penalized for it last year, so that's not an allegation. That's a thing they were penalized for. So, like, I don't have a problem with any of the mechanics of how this happened. I want to make that very clear. I don't have a problem with, as the system currently states, playing within the rules of that system.
Captain, this is why you should be quiet. If Trae Taylor, if Westside, I'm not gonna do it.
I can tell you, I won't bring up Trae Taylor here because I don't, whatever. I could know for a fact there are guys that ended up at other schools, not just Millard South, but ended up at other schools that would have been at Westside if they were allowed to be. Fair? Guys.
That's totally safe.
Other guys previous to this year, not just Millard South guys, although I would include some of those. I think guys at several schools across the metro who have played football at a high level over the last few years would have played at Westside if they were allowed to. I think that is a very safe statement. They wanted to come to Westside, and that was not how things worked out. So, like, it's really easy to be like, oh, they out Westside. Like, nobody had more transfers than Millard South last year. Like, what are we talking about? Like, Millard North is benefiting from transfers this year, and I'm all for it. Give me the good players. This is killing me. That's all I want. Do I need to do some reporting for you?
Yeah. At some point.
Okay.
Because I'm not gonna. Yeah, it's just too much to sit on.
I'll dig through some.
I will say this. I'm gonna say this.
Okay.
And this is my pride getting the most of me because I should just keep my mouth shut. This has been 2 months in the making, and nobody talked to Trae Taylor's dad before I did. No one. So you do with that what you will.
That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We're brought to you by Next Gen, our friends over there. Make sure you go check them out just off of 180th and Center, nextgenmalemedicalclinic.com. Schedule an appointment. Talk to Nick and Laura. They will take good care of you. We will be back tomorrow on Hurrdat Sports Live.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.